it's over. Do you need anything like I need you? what I think I will drown in pink. After you, I'm afraid of feeling some too soon. Cling to what you're giving. Nothing is what I say. I feel far away. Nothing is what I think. I will drown in pink. Yeah. Hold up. Ooh, oh. There we go. Ooh, oh. Let's go. Ooh, oh. Let's get it. Thursday night, baby. Paint away. 6 hearts, hope I'm okay. You're alright, goodbye, and if you dare, someone new is pulling everywhere. I'm afraid to let them. Nothing is what I say. I feel far away. Nothing is what I think. I will drown in pink. Yeah. Nothing is what I say. I feel far away. Nothing is what I think. I will drown in pink. Nothing is what I say. I feel far away. Nothing is what I think. Nothing is what I think. Yeah. 'Cause I will drown in pink. Oh. Let's go. Oh, solo mio. Dude, let's go. Oh shit. How we doing? All right. Fuck, bro. I almost slept through this thing today. Dude, I was zonked, right? Oh man, I've been so tired, dude. I've been so fucking exhausted, right? And now I'm dealing with this other thing too, where with my fucking that cracked tooth, right? Which is something I just noticed tonight, where so I have this tooth on the left side that like completely cracked, and so it's like a jagged like half tooth, okay? And my tongue keeps scraping against the tooth, right? So my tongue is being injured by this, cracked tooth. So what my tongue is doing is like developing a limp, okay? You know what I'm saying? Like my tongue is basically moving in order to avoid like scratching itself. But like that's affecting my speech. Like, right? If I allow my tongue to limp to protect itself, I end up like talking funny. You know what I mean? I mean, it's weird. This is like what was going on with the pandemic when kids were wearing wearing masks, and their speech was being affected because they weren't seeing anyone talk. You know what I mean? But it's like a version of that. Use a piece of emery board. No, I'm not hand filing my teeth because right now I have no exposed nerve, which is good, right? I have no pain except that tongue thing. What is dental wax, right? Because dude, you had to wear yours down with a plastic utensil. Dude, what is dental wax? Oh shit. The older you get, the more teeth problems you get. Dude, I've never had any teeth problems. I've been pretty lucky. You hate the dentist? Yeah, I don't mind the dentist so much. Dental wax? Dude, I'm going to look into that. Oh, all right. Turn into an abscess? Yeah, I mean, I'm not worried about that. Right? I have an appointment set for Monday, but there might be an issue with that dentist not accepting my insurance. So I have to hunt. I think I have to make an appointment through a different place. So I'm going to figure that out tomorrow. But nonetheless, it's not going to be that long of a deal. Right? Yeah, so the dance party song is the dance party song is on it's on Epidemic Sound, right? I don't like, obviously the dance party song isn't like available on the regular streaming services. If it was, I wouldn't be able to listen to it here. So the dance party song is on the music service Epidemic Sound. Sound rested and clear-headed? Let's go. Yeah, I mean, I'm definitely more rested, guys. Guys, I've been sort of burning the candle on fucking both ends. You know what I mean? So, I mean, we're going to have some days where I'm just zonked, right? We're going to have some days where I am just fucking zonked. That's going to be a reality, right? It is. I mean, every once in a while, still be here if I miss a few days. No, I'm not missing a few days, right? Oh, there you go. You can find it on YouTube. Let's go. Perfect. Yeah. If you got a link to it, put the link in the Discord. Right? Jesus, filling your own tooth? Dude, I'm not filling my own tooth, boss. Right? I am not filling my own tooth. Come on now. It's okay to take a break too. Yeah, well, I mean, sure, it's okay to take a break, but it's not really. I mean, when you're working with algorithms and shit, it is okay to take a break, like if you absolutely have to, but mostly you don't want to, right? And I mean, that's kind of too why I got exhausted, was because so there's a philosophy that I have sort of enacted on YouTube, which is when my channel is hitting, right? When like your channel goes through phases where your videos are hitting, and then you go through phases where your videos are not, right? And when my channel is hitting, when it's getting a lot of views, I will not sleep. I go balls to the wall and I'm making as many videos as possible. And then when my channel slows down, like today, I only made one video and put out 3 shorts, but like my channel's been slow for the last couple days, right? And you know what I'm saying? And so the I've been going through a fucking peak. I get recommended less to you lately. Yeah, so I mean, if you get recommended less, you should probably turn the noties on and become part of the noti squad, right? Because after a while, what's going to happen is depending on your habits, like they try to move you to noties, right? You should, if you're a regular viewer, you should turn your notifications on and then pile in like that, right? Because after a while, and you know, there was the break of the vacation. There's also, though, right? Like, I've just been, you know, it's been one of those like down cycles as far as recommendations, right? Because YouTube is always like trying to find new audience, but my channel's definitely been slow for about a week and a half, right? But the streams have been popping, you know? So, I mean, it's an ebb and flow, right? It is an ebb and flow. You tend to manually look up videos you make and watch them. Nice. Yeah. Yeah, man. You just go through. Oh, someone in chat said they filed their own tooth. Got it. Yeah. Yeah, no, I mean, dude, these kind of conversations, though, about you filing your own tooth, like, the rest of the world looks at us and just laughs, right? Because why would somebody file their own tooth? Because they don't have access to proper health care. And the rest of the world, if they have a tooth problem, they just go to the fucking dentist and they don't have to worry about money. They literally just have health care. You go and get your fucking health care. But in America, people, like, you know, pack fucking putty in their fucking tooth cavities and shit because we are like the rubes of the world. You know? Isn't that funny? Bro, dude, what is wrong with us? And my God, if the Republicans get their way, it's going to be even worse. You know, it's going to be even worse, guys. I mean, think about the possible outcome of if they get rid of the ACA, right? If they get rid of the ACA, dude, it is going to, you know, insurance is going to go back to what it was in the past, right? Where they deny everything, okay? All protection's gone. I mean, that's kind of what Trump wants. I mean, if you even look at what they're doing, right? They're now trying to withhold. I saw this. You ready? Let's see here. You know, just a little warm up. I think it was in Washington Post. Dude, excuse me. Right here. This is it. Look at this shit. So, right, they're demanding data, okay? They are demanding data because basically what it is the Trump administration wants to, I mean, here, I'm going to show you I'll show you exactly what this is, okay? It's pretty alarming, okay? But it's one word, guys. You ready? Right here, okay? Remigration, okay? Remigration. This is the ultimate aim of the Trump administration, the Heritage Foundation Project 2025, which is, you ready? It is not simply finding undocumented immigrants. Oh, they're not here legally. They want to find everybody here that immigrated here that has legal status, and they want to get all of them out, except their like H-1B visa approved people that are working for their companies. That is their ultimate goal, is the removal of all legal immigrants as well. Okay? Every person who immigrated here, they want zonked. Okay? That's their goal. Remigration. This is like the ultimate white supremacist wet dream, which is to take everybody, whether they're legal or not legal. If they immigrated here, they're going to send them away. Okay? That's what they want. Now, this is how they accomplish it. Okay? They need to know, they need to find these people. Now, the people they want to do, right? You realize, guys, what they want to do is they want to get rid of the poor. Okay? They want to get rid of the poor. So what they want to do is they want to go and they want data. They want to get data from states about like biographical data on everyone that's using government resources on, right? They want voter biographical data. They're looking for all this data for their AI algorithms so they can find out where are the poor immigrants. Are any immigrants in states receiving benefits? Did people immigrate here 10 years ago and now they're on welfare? Right? Now, obviously, the you know, whatever immigrants are on SNAP, like mostly it's just impoverished people. You know what I'm saying? I mean, people that are fucking working low wage jobs, right? I mean, shit, dude, anybody who's, you know, a DoorDash delivery driver is probably collecting SNAP benefits. They have to, right? If you're working at Walmart, if you're working at low minimum wage jobs, you're working for fucking $8 an hour in Mississippi, you need fucking SNAP. There's no way you can survive on $8 an hour, you know? So like, dude, this shit is crazy. And look at what they're doing here though. Trump administration, just look at this headline. Trump administration will block SNAP management funds for blue states. Okay? So what they're doing is they're saying that if the blue states won't give the Trump admin, right? If the blue states won't give the Trump admin the data, they're not going to pay out the SNAP money. And this is not the only shit they want to do, guys. Believe me. Let me just throw an idea here at you. Say Trump gets enough data to where he can refuse to pay Social Security to Democrat voters, right? I mean, couldn't you see that? Couldn't you see the Trump admin saying, you know what, guys, all you red state MAGA voters, your Social Security's going up because we're not going to pay Democrats Social Security anymore. We're not going to pay Democrats SNAP benefits anymore. We're not going to pay, right, X, Y, or Z. Like, this is literally what they want to do. This is their ultimate goal, is to have a partisan execution of the federal government. I mean, they want it. And I saw somebody say, oh, that's illegal. But, dude, they don't fucking care about the law, boss. Right? They don't care about the law. I mean, not at all. They don't have any inkling. Oh, shit, bro. Isn't that crazy? Dude. Yeah, I mean, yeah, no. What Shiloh's saying there too, right? If they get your biographical data, oh, you're gay? All right, no benefits for you, right? You're gay, you're black, you're a Democrat, you live in a blue state, and you're not a MAGA shithead. Guess what? The government's not going to help you at all. And then they're reinforcing it, guys. They're reinforcing it with shit like this. Like the fucking, right? Look at this shit. Where is it? It's still that Oklahoma chick. Dude, you ready? Look at this shit, bro. Look, why do they always look like this? Look at her. This is the student with the shitty essay. that got the transgender graduate student professor put on administrative leave. Okay. Look at her, dude. Oh my God. I pulled the picture. Right? Look at that. Oh my God, bro. Why do they always look like this, guys? Holy fucking shit. With that fucking, that toothy gum fucking smile and the crazy bunker Bible eyes. But look at this. Look at this, dude. You ready? Where's the official announcement? Oh, let me find it. Dude, hold on. Dude, finding shit on Twitter is hard now. Dude, they literally all look the same. Don't think Erika on CBS will help Turning Point? We'll see. Let's go, dude. Free expression. Let's go. Oh, I need to go back too. Hold on. I got to be responsible here, guys. All right. Because I'm missing some of these. Dude, wild card. Okay, wild card. You asked me, why do my arms look like an octopus grab you? Let's start there. All right. First off, thank you guys. All right. These are cupping marks. Okay. And so that's what those are. I had a massage appointment today. I have a body work appointment every Thursday. And in particular, she was working on my shoulders, like a lot of my shoulders, and really digging in there into the fucking muscles, like underneath here, like in there. So those are cupping marks. So every Thursday, all right, every Thursday, you're going to be seeing these, right? Except when I do like lower body work. They removed the video of Erika saying OBGYN died. What does that mean, Proud Liberal? I don't know what that means. All right. Good to see you too, boss. So yeah, so that's what that is. Now, Erika and CBS, we're going to talk about that in a little bit. Okay. But so the woman from Oklahoma, right? I guess we're going to have to fucking dig in there. Oh, I know. I replied to it, I think. Yes, I did. Wrestling an octopus. Yeah. So here she is. Hold on. A woman from Oklahoma. There it is. Look at this. It says today, we had the honor of presenting Samantha with the citation of recognition from the Oklahoma House of Representatives, District 98, for her steadfast convictions, her commitment to speaking from a foundation of truth. Truth, guys. The Bible. Nobody in there is verifiable. Nothing that it says in there can be fact-checked, can be proven. It is all just a parable, a bunch of stories converted from oral stories, but it's the foundation of truth, and her courage in shining a light on serious concerns within Oklahoma's higher education system. Those concerns meaning, transgender people being allowed to teach is really the concern. They want everybody teaching Bible, okay? In a moment when social media and traditional media are flooded with misinformation, this story has drifted far from what actually occurred. Today, we were able to hear directly from Samantha herself, and she walked us through the real events in her own words. Notice they didn't have the professor there to talk about it. They only had Riley Gaines's little concubine here, right? Riley Gaines's little OnlyFans partner. Oh, shit. With all the political noise and media distractions set aside, the truth will finally be able to stand on its own. So in a nutshell, guys, to bring it home, if you have bunker Bible eyes and you go out and, write Bible as your answer in school and they fail you and you complain and then they put the teacher on leave because now the Bible can be the answer to everything, the government will take you under its wing and give you an award. Isn't that crazy? That's fucking crazy, bro. Right? I mean, this is more of that Trump shit, though, guys. It's this. It's building a reward system. Okay? Look at what they're doing. They're building a reward system. Hey, you're a Democrat, you're an immigrant, you're a LGBTQ, we're going to deny you services. We're going to root you out. We're going to deny you, government benefits. We're going to punish your states if they protect you or protect your rights, right? If you have Bible eyes and you get somebody fired and you make a huge spectacle of yourself, we're going to give you an award from the government. We're going to put you on Fox News. We're going to give an incentive for young people all around the country to write an essay with the Bible and then either automatically get an A because the teacher doesn't want to get fired, or there's going to be some spectacle and it's going to become this, Christianity push, and they're going to get, the Fox News biz. And how is this happening? Because they're buying up all the social media. I mean, this is getting crazy. Yeah, Christofascism. Like, while I was at my massage therapist today, we were talking about this. How I was like, holy shit. I have never seen a Christofascist push like this. I have never seen it. I mean, during most of my life, we've been detaching Christianity from our public institutions. Hello from Pennsylvania. It's 3M here. We just got to stay up to watch your live stream every day. Also a proud member of the Political Punk channel. Love your show. Dude, Bummy, let's go. Thank you so much. Oh! And for you, Bummy, we got a little fuck you, Trumpy! Oh! Dude, she looks like she's been gnawing on logs like a beaver. Dude, they always look like this, bro. Oh, fuck, dude. Dude, it is crazy. Dude, this shit is nuts, okay? So Full Nicky's getting rewarded. You know what I mean? She's getting rewarded, right? Dude, like, this shit is crazy. Fucking so annoying, boss. And she's essentially brain dead. If you read her essay, she shouldn't even be in college, man. She should literally be at a community college. No, we can do dance school. Dude, always remind me. All right, we'll get dance school. Let's go. Everybody's got us fucking hotly inspired. Dude, dance party. Dance party on Pine Box, baby. There it is. Let's go. Oh, shit. Dude, I should get a pine box, bro. I should get a pine box here. Fucking dance. Dude. Oh, maybe I'll get it. Maybe I'll go make a small pine box. I have all the tools. We just did all our fucking trim in the house. I think I'm going to make a pine box, dude. Yeah, no, that the suit does look wrong. I'm wondering if she borrowed that suit, bro. Like what is the, what in the, remember, guys? Remember this? I don't know if you guys remember this story, but I have told you the story about when I was in 3rd grade and we moved to California. Dude, snow puppies twitch at the gate. Oh! So I told you the story about how we went to Universal Studios with my family and some relatives from Wisconsin, and they picked me out of the crowd to do the Blues Brothers, right? And I went up on stage and they put us in Blues Brothers suits with sunglasses and we threw pies and all that shit. And the suit fit me like that. I mean, the suits were designed for adults. I was a fucking, third grader. So like my arms were like hanging over and shit. And I was running around, right? Dude, she borrowed my fucking Blues Brothers suit from Universal Studios, dude, 1978. Oh shit. No video. Yes. I'm still resentful about that. No video. Brutal. Yeah, man. See, this shit bothers me though, guys. Right? Because, I mean, look at these guys, right? Right? They're fucking, look at that. Born again, right? These guys in the picture, or this representative believer. It is like, dude, we're getting Taliban, guys. Dude, Jason, let's go. Dude, appreciate you, boss. Hurry up, President Chumpy. Indeed. I want to dance on the pine box. Dude, that's another one from Jason. Let's go, baby. Dude, I want to dance on the pine box. I might have to build a pine box. And thank you, guys. But so I wanted to look at something real here. Okay, guys? Because here's something I want to look at is, and just for a minute before we dig into this, but I want to look at, if we say what changes, when what changes did he institute in Iran? Okay. And let's put this into the AI mode. Okay. Because so when I was a kid, there was an overthrow of the government in Iran. This was a big deal. Okay. And we later found out it was, happened because the CIA had fucking helped dismantle the existing government because they were going to nationalize their oil. And our country wanted to make sure we had access to their oil. And so we undermined the Iranian government, and then a religious leader, the Ayatollah Khomeini, took over. Okay? Yeah, no, that was earlier, but the takeover happened while I was a kid, right? When I was like really young. And it sort of like hit its flashpoint, yes, in the 70s, and it was right before the hostage crisis and all this. But so what I was thinking about, guys, was I was thinking about what changes did the Ayatollah Khomeini execute in Iran after they took over while they developed the theocracy? Because Iran had a very Western society, okay? And then I want to look at those, and I want to look at the changes that have been happening in America to compare and contrast, okay? And so look at this. He established a religious government, okay, based on the concept of the guardianship of the jurist, okay? So it was the leading cleric was the supreme leader for life. Now, Trump has not become a supreme leader for life, and he's not a cleric, but Trump has talked about wanting to continue ruling for infinity until he passes. Okay. They did a new constitution, which we haven't done. Okay. We have not done a new constitution, but what we're doing is we have not done a new constitution. However, you may have noticed that they are rolling back all of our things that were settled law. Abortion was settled law. It's being rolled back, right? Gay marriage is settled law. That is in their sights, even if they haven't taken it up yet, right? They have done, right? They're going after the Voting Rights Act, okay? There were, DEI shit that was protected. All of that's getting rolled back, okay? They're not developing a new constitution per se, but they are subordinating all the democratic elements of our current protected law. Okay? And that's nerve-wracking. Look at this one. Suppression of opposition. Okay? Khomeini's regime systematically disabled labor unions, shuttered newspapers, and banned most opposition political groups, including secularists, leftists, and moderates, many of whom had supported his revolution but didn't want clerical rule. Thousands of political dissidents were imprisoned or executed. Now, again, they're trying this shit, guys. They're trying to break the teachers' union, right? They're trying to break the teachers' union. They're trying to weaken labor unions. They are threatening newspapers and broadcasting entities, TV stations, with removing their license if you don't fire so-and-so or you don't remove so-and-so. They have declared Antifa as a terrorist group, even though it doesn't exist. But Antifa is a word they substitute for leftist. So they're trying to criminalize being opposition. They're certainly going after everybody who like held Trump to account and trying to, demonize them, right? And trying to arrest them, which we'll check in. They had some pretty big losses today, actually, on that front. But this is fucking definitely, they're trying to do this, even down to trying to deny money to every like leftist state. If you're a blue state, if you don't bend over for them, they're trying to take your money away, right? Dude, this shit is concerning. And here's where we get crazy, guys. Look at this next one. Parallel revolutionary bodies were established to consolidate power, including the Islamic Revolutionary Council, the Revolutionary Tribunals, and the Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps, an ideological army tasked with preserving the revolution. Tell me that they're not treating ICE like the ideological army tasked with preserving the agenda of Trumpism. Now, right now, they have stuck to immigration, but how long do you think it is before they send ICE in for other shit? You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? How long before they send ICE in to arrest a political opponent? Or before they send ICE in to, quell a city disturbance? Or to go and disrupt a pride parade? Right? I mean, or to go be stationed at a polling place. Right? I mean, guys, look at this shit. Okay. Then they implemented Islamic law, Sharia, right? So they implemented Islamic law as the basis of the legal system, which I don't know if you remember, but we looked at that tweet yesterday, guys. Remember this fucking tweet? Hold the phone. Let me see where it is. Let's get this tweet, right? All right. Now, again, this is bullshit, but look at this. This is one of these right-wing people. The return of American law to the Christian legal tradition. ICE, Gestapo, tomato, potato. Let's go, baby. Now, again, this guy is just a fucking Baptist leader, but he works with 𝗙ście🗶🗹🐫 and the right-wing people that are part of Trump's core. P.S. Snow Puppy reference. Let's go, baby. So, again, It has not been implemented yet, but they are trying this, guys. They want to have our legal system be religious-based. I mean, look at what happened with the University of Oklahoma. They literally just, had a legal instance of, putting a professor on administrative leave because of a Christian thing that was not allowed. Working and twerking. Let's go, Marisol. F you, Trumpy. Dude, Tehran subway station, all about Christ and Marie. I don't know what that means, Simon. What does that mean? Dude, this shit is crazy, right? Now, here, though, they enforcing mandatory dress codes for women, such as the hijab. But, guys, I want to give you a parallel for this in America, okay? They have not yet enforced mandatory dress codes for women, but you know what they have done in several states, guys? Dude, I mean, I bet Shiloh knows what they've done in several states. Shiloh, are you with us? You know what they've done, right? Oh, shit. The new subway station is about Jesus? All right. Well, so what they have done in several states is they have not done a specific dress code for women per se, but several states have passed laws about gendered clothing, about how you're not allowed to wear different gendered clothing. Okay? There are states in America in 2025 that are trying to pass laws that say if you're what they deem a male and you wear women's clothing, you can be arrested. So they are passing laws trying to restrict people's clothing. Isn't this crazy? Right? Starting with drag bands. Dude. So it started. Let's find the states that are doing this. So the thing about this, when you say, how would you even enforce it? You know what it is this social butterfly. That's the problem with all of these laws, because what happens is they don't have a methodology for enforcement. They just put the law on the books and then they can enforce it whenever they want. And the laws are written to be open-ended. So it's one of those things where they put the law on the books, and then if a trans person acquires any power in the state, they will come in and simply arrest them with that law. So they use the laws to subjectively. There's no quantifiable way for them to enforce it. Anybody who pisses them off. If you piss them off, or you're an opponent, or you're a trans person who acquires power, they just arrest you, okay? And yes, they do mainly target trans women, okay? Because they completely disregard trans men. And the reason they disregard trans men is because trans men have vaginas for the most part. And so if you have a vagina, the government really doesn't give a shit about you, essentially. They're not concerned about you at all, right? But if you have a penis and you're like threatening the other people with the penis, or if you could potentially have a penis and some of those religious closeted people might look at you and get excited and then feel like they're gay afterwards, they're going to arrest you. I know they are women. You know what I'm saying? But that's not what it's about for them. They're like, these religious freaks are never going to recognize that trans women are a type of women. I mean, I know they're women. You can see it. I mean, it's like, it's so obvious, right? These parallels are scary. The economic instability and social unrest is the biggest parallel for me. 2026 is going to be scary for the US and the UK. Fight now. Yes, Barbad. Right? But I'm talking about this from their point of view. But look at this, guys. This is so concerning. Okay? You ready? There are hold on. I want to. All right. So look, here's what it says though. The AI though is covering this. Okay? You ready? So look at what it says. It says states are not passing laws that tell individuals and the general public what they can wear based on their gender. However, there are legislative efforts that address gender and clothing in specific contexts such as schools, public performances, and commercial settings. Right? Like, dude, but there are, okay, here we go. Look at this. In Utah, West Virginia, and Wyoming, here you go. They have recently enacted state laws that define sex as binary, male and female only. So they've erased trans people and non-binary people. And immutable, okay? And they do not directly mandate what clothing individuals can wear, but they reject the legal recognition of gender identity. And in Tennessee, Texas, and Montana, okay, here we go. This is it. See, why is the AI? The AI is covering this shit too, guys. Because here it is. It's Tennessee, Texas, and Montana that have broad language laws that say that can be potentially, if you're wearing wrong gendered clothing in public, they have a right to arrest you. You know what I'm saying? This is insane. Okay? And schools are challenging this, right? Texas wants to enforce boys only hair length, right? So they want to restrict how long your hair can be if you're a boy. I mean, so dude, they're doing this shit. They're doing this shit right now, guys. And look at this. Traditional gender roles were emphasized. There was a censorship and banning of music, films, and books, okay? And then universities were subjected to a cultural revolution aimed at removing Western elements. And that's what they're doing here in America too. With the government threatening schools, the universities are being subjected to removing non-Christian, Christian heteronormative fucking influences. They want to remove them from schools. Okay? And right? And then there is, there was a change in foreign policy, which we're doing as well, which is becoming isolationist. And we're taking, calling everybody our enemies. Isn't that startling, guys? Right? Isn't that fucking startling that you know what I'm saying? That when you look at what their theocratic government did and you see that we are doing very similar things. Dude, the housing discrimination is crazy, boss. That I feel like that's a whole separate topic that deserves a subject of its own. I mean, I wanted to cover this because I was thinking about this, and it's a good warm-up, and I'm going to start doing some members-only videos that are a little more esoteric, not covering politics. But Shiloh, if you have any links about the housing discrimination, we should do that too. I think that would be a great subject for its own. But yeah, so this is wild, guys. This is fucking wild that I mean, if you look at it, what we're doing is they are they have spent years just pummeling people with the idea that LGBTQ people are like taking over. They're gonna, they're gonna cut your dicks off, trans your kids. They're turning your kids gay. You got Tucker Carlson out here saying every gay person is a victim of trauma, yada, yada, yada. Right? You know what I mean? And after doing that for years, like we're under attack from immigrants and from the LGBTQ, now they are trying to weaponize with the government of like, okay, now we're going to put all those people in their place, right? It's fucking brutal, man. This shit is brutal, right? Dude, what the fuck, bro? What is this woman, dude? Dude, she's calling Sabrina Carpenter a tart. Dude, look at this. This woman, Sabrina Carpenter, is lucky her pop culture crap ever reached the White House's radar, let alone surfaced above the sea of musical diarrhea produced by all the other wannabe tarts. But look at this woman. Dude, this woman is trying to look like Sabrina Carpenter. What the fuck is up with these people, guys? Right? You know what I'm saying? What the fuck is up with these people? Like, dude, she's doing a Sabrina Carpenter impression, except like the unattractive version. Dude, I want to hear what she says. Hold on, let's hear what she says, dude. This will be interesting. All right, here we go.
Oh no, stop the presses, because another perpetual teenage pop star is outraged over something.
The pop megastar is fuming after they used one of her songs in a video.
Dude, outraged over something. The nerve of these people. Like, these fucking people freaked out when people said happy holidays. But Trump using her fucking music as the cornerstone of his ethnic cleansing. You can't get mad at that, Sabrina Carpenter, but if you say happy holidays to me, I'm going to fucking like flip out on you, right? And yeah, they did break copyright laws. You're not allowed to make content with other people's copyright written IP without permission. And so they broke copyright laws. They fucking used her music to spread their message, which she disagrees with. They never asked. And then they fucking try a smear campaign afterwards, right? And she's like, how dare you get mad? But man, if Sabrina Carpenter said happy holidays, they would try to fucking cancel her, bro. Dude, what are they doing, bro? Like, oh my God. Dude, FDT, yes. Hypermobile, I agree with that. Let's go. We got frogs. We got Antifa frogs. We got the trans flag. We got it all, baby. Dude, let's go. Steven, thank you, boss, for signing up. Welcome to membership. Good to see you again, boss. Dude, isn't that crazy?
Of ICE agents in action.
This video is evil and disgusting. I don't know, playing floozy in the middle and passing it off as art is pretty gross.
But dude, there's nothing about this that is gross, bro. They shame Gwen Stefani dressing inappropriately. Dude, let's go. All right, so first off, here, like, they've used this scene, okay? Dude, Rat, let's go, baby. Oh, dude, we're moving along, baby. Let's go. Welcome to the family, Rat Dare. Appreciate you. These people are not worth having in our lives. I know they're not, but unfortunately, we are stuck with them. Dude, Adam, welcome. But look at this. So this image right here with Sabrina Carpenter has gotten all this play from these right-wingers where they're like, how dare you get mad? We use your music for, ethnic cleansing in America. You know why? Because you did something that we consider naughty sexually. But like, guys, if a woman decides to hang out with two guys and be pleasured by them sexually, there's nothing wrong with that. Okay? This is totally okay behavior. It may not be the behavior that all women are comfortable doing, but any woman who is comfortable having two men, and like, there's nothing wrong with that. dude, me and a friend have had this experience with a woman before on multiple occasions. And like, dude, the women who were involved were awesome, right? You know, one of them was like a powerful professional woman. Okay. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. If a woman wants to have 2 partners or 3 partners at once, or if guys want to have multiple partners, like, you know what I'm saying? It doesn't even matter. It's just another variation on sex. It's like, right? You know what I mean? I've been a member, it says, new LOL. Don't know, dance party. You've been a member, it says new. Oh, well, you know what it was though, Steve? Is I don't know. I don't know what that was, right? You know, but shit. Welcome though. All right. You know, maybe it was an upgrade or something. But so what's crazy about this is like, you guys, you know, yoga. Okay. So yoga is supposed to be one instructor, one teacher. That's the way yoga is worldwide. If you study yoga, you're supposed to go meet individually and you do yoga with an instructor. Now, in capitalism here in America, what they have done is they have created yoga where there's one instructor and there's 30 students, like a classroom, because yoga is now a money-making thing. Okay, so we do it with one instructor and a whole bunch of students where nobody's getting individual attention, right? But dude, is that a problem? No. You want to have yoga with one person? You want to have yoga with 5 people? It doesn't matter. You want to have sex with one person? You want to have sex with 5 people? It doesn't matter. As long as they're all consenting adults and everybody's into it. You know what I mean? But yeah, dude, it is all about the shame, bro. It is like an endless fucking just output of shame, 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 shame. You know what I mean? It's crazy.
Do not ever involve me or my music to benefit your inhumane agenda.
Newsflash, you flash in the pan. Inhumane is when your government floods your neighborhood with alien gangbangers and lets them on the street 4 times to rape 11-year-olds.
Dude, what is this fucking woman, bro? Like, dude, what is this woman? Dude, Jesus. Dude, I can't watch anymore. I'm serious, dude. Gangbangers. Dude, do you think she realized the double entendre there? Right? Do you? I don't think she does. I don't think she did that on purpose. Right? Talking about, Sabrina and the 2 people, and then she used the word gangbang in like the next sentence. I think that was just an accident, bro. Oh, shit. Right? She has no idea. Dude, oh my God, bro. All right. Woo. Shit, dude. Dude, it is startling, though, guys. Okay? Her whole purpose is to trigger Democrats. Yeah. I mean, dude, there's so much that is like rage bait. Like, the right wing is just a constant fucking rage bait. It's all they do. I think it's funny, though. It's funny that she looks like a wannabe Sabrina Carpenter. And here we are. Dude, that's half of the issue. A fair amount of them think it's just trolling. 15 minutes? All right. Dude, let's go. Dude, James dropping in. We need 7 more guys to guarantee the dance party. We got 14 minutes. Try not to make sexual explicit. It gets so hard. It does, doesn't it? They had nothing to say. Well, I mean, at the end of the day, guys, like the thing about this is I don't know. I see this. I see this, here, it was trending. Look at this. It's trending. It's like Fox News claims liberals rage over Sydney Sweeney's gown. Okay, now watch this. Fox News shows Sydney Sweeney, and then they drop their Chiron to show her boobs, right?
The media is saying she got a, quote, Mar-a-Lago makeover, and it's driving liberals loco.
All right, so they're saying it's driving liberals loco. You know what I mean? Like, dude, like I don't see any liberals that are freaking out about Sydney Sweeney. Read message after this. YouTube hates when you speak your mind, even when you pay for it, but it will allow your comment when you don't pay for it. Oh, interesting. Not a cat. I don't know what that is, but thank you. Right? She's wearing sexy clothing. All right. Supporting voting. Start with the predator, and that's A-OK. Right? Yeah. No, exactly. They're all mad at Sabrina Carpenter, but the adulterous Donald Trump, they have no issue with. Like, exactly. And you know what it is, though? Not a cat is I get it. I know it's frustrating with YouTube and their moderation of the purchase comments, but I do kind of understand it, though, because those comments come up really big and are unavoidably noticeable. So they want to prevent people from being able to buy credits and say really nasty shit. And even though I know sometimes the moderation controls are frustrating, let me just say, as a streamer who stares at chats all day long, that, like, in a weird way, I know it's frustrating to use as a user, but as a streamer, I think it's fucking beneficial, You know what I mean? I think what you can do is you have to do things like 𝗙ecie or pred, you know what I'm saying? And yeah, dude, they have fake outrage, but you know what it is too, guys? Is you ready for this? The right wing feeds off the idea of us being outraged, right? Trigger the libs. So what they do is they spend the time like, oh, the libs are triggered, guys. We're winning, right? They go out of their way. Now, when I look at this, I don't even pay attention to Sydney Sweeney. And nobody on the left even pays any attention to Sydney Sweeney. Like, once we found out she's MAGA, we're not even going to her dumb fucking movies anymore. Do you know what I mean? Like, literally. Like, once we found out she's MAGA, we don't even go to her movies anymore with her stupid shit of her being a MAGA shithead and her trying to, like, capitalize on that, right? It's like, she could have her beliefs and just, like, shut up about them. But if she's going to be, like, this sassy trying to be the MAGA person, then, we move on. But, dude, I do have to say, though, if you look at her, she doesn't look like her anymore. I mean, doesn't she look like Riley Gaines? She looks like Riley Gaines with a boob job now. She's taking the look, guys. Dude, look at her. She's co-opting the look. Hold on, let's find an image. Tell me she's not co-opting the look, guys. Look at that. Right? I mean, if you look at her, look at how she used to look. Okay? She used to look like this. She used to look like that. She used to have like a Lana Del Rey thing going on, right? Or a, 1970s pinup thing going on. Okay? Look at her. Look at her with not like, she's not like her having her skin tone blasted out. You know what I'm saying? Right? Yeah, guys, we're going to hit that up. We're going to hit it up in a minute. All right, let's go, Sam. Let's go. I'll keep an eye on it. Thank you. Well, look at this. So this was her look for like a majority of her fucking career. But now she's totally doing the fucking, even with the smile, right? She used to not be like, she used to be sort of pouty in a way, darker, right? darker, poutier, and now she's doing the fucking, right? Oh my God, dude. She even looks like she's wearing the same dress. Dude, I mean, she is very attractive, but, you know, isn't that crazy? Like, that's wild, boss, right? It's a very big change, you know? I mean, for me personally, I don't get into this stuff because my crushes are always like, you know, my movie star crush is this. You ready? Here's my movie star crush, guys. This is my, like, there it is, dude. That's my movie star crush right there, dude. Margaret Qualley. And she's such a great actress, too. Oh, my God. She's so good. She's amazing. I mean, she can really act. Like, Sydney Sweeney she's okay, but, like, not like this. Dude, Diana Boss, let's go! Yeah, dude, Andie MacDowell was a great actress. I think Margaret Qualley's even better than her mom, though. I do. I think she's better than her mom. Oh, my God, dude. She's amazing. Dude, she is amazing, boss. She's so talented, right? Big crush, right? And she has so many varied looks, too. You know what I'm saying? You can see her, like, she has very different looks from, you know, from modeling sort of looks to, you know, like this one was from that Drive Away Dolls or whatever. She's, you know, she's got a lot of range as an actor. Dude, love her. And she's like married to a music producer too, right? Yeah. Oh, well, so SD, there's a lot of gender affirming surgery. Botox is gender affirming care. Boob jobs are gender affirming care. You know, nips and tucks are gender affirming care. They don't have an issue with gender affirming care as long as you're, you know, like cisgendered and heterosexual. Okay? They don't. They have no problem with gender affirming care unless they don't like your gender. They think you have an illegal gender. All right, guys, we got 6 minutes. We need 5 and 6 to lock down the dance party. And then we're going to look at this disastrous Supreme Court decision. Proud liberal, I love her too. Let's go. Dude, let's go, proud liberal. So, dude, yeah. I mean, my previous acting crushes were what, like, you know, what's her name? Dude, why am I fucking blanking on her name from dude, Jennifer Connelly, okay? Like, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm going to show you Jennifer Connelly, right? And then you're going to see, oh, she looks just like Margaret Qualley, right? Jennifer Connelly, right? When she was young, doesn't she look a little bit like Margaret Qualley? It's like, you know, it's that same look, man. That's was always my star crushes, were like the dark-haired girls with big eyebrows, or the woman from Sean Young, right? She was another one from Blade Runner, right? Dude, right? There we go. Sean Young. And then there was the girl in Back to the Future. Her. Yes. Yes, dude. You see that? Like, all of my star crushes look like they're the same person, dude. Dude, Diana Boss, let's go. Thank you. We love the unicorn. Dude, let's go, dude. Angel Rage. Let's go. Dance party incoming. All right, 4 minutes. We need 3 and 4, guys. I mean, I'm nothing if not predictable. Dude, but you know what's funny about it though is I got to tell you though, guys, they have to have the acting chops too. Okay? That's the main thing for me though, guys. I don't like just a pretty actress. You know what I'm saying? It's like they have to have the chops. Like all of those women that I just talked about were like first-rate fucking actresses too. You know what I'm saying? And that's really what hits for me, is like, you got to have those chops. All right, 3-3, guys, coming down to the wire for this dance party. Let's go, baby. Bringing it home. Dude, you know what's funny? My girlfriend, Jenny, she loves Jennifer Aniston. And I think Jennifer Aniston is a great actress. But I never found Jennifer Aniston attractive. When I was younger, in the 90s, I was a Courtney Cox. Like everybody who watched Friends either loved Jennifer Aniston or they loved Courtney Cox. I liked Courtney Cox. Dude, I didn't find Jennifer Aniston, like, she was like a cheerleader pretty. And she was like totally like, I knew she was attractive. But that was just not my type at all. Dude, let's go, Jason! Dude, let's go. Jason doubles up. Let's go, baby. Need two more. One more C-Punk coming in. LFG. Dance party incoming. But you know the irony, and Sam brings us home. Let's go. There it is. 2020. But you ready for the irony, though, guys? The irony is I have been, in a relationship with Jenny now 12 and a half years, right? Coming up on 13 years. F47 and F the rest of the criminals in the regime. I agree, boss. F them all. But so I have been in a relationship with Jenny for 12 and a half years. And Jenny, though, is kind of like, she's like a Jennifer Aniston type. Right? Isn't that funny? Dude, I mean, I dated a whole bunch of, dark-haired, like light eyes, dark hair, blue eyes, dark haired, green eyes, whatever. And that was always like my type. But the person I'm in a relationship with is a pretty blonde, right? Oh, dude, it's funny. That's just how it worked. Dude, Courtney was not nice when she was with Keaton. Yeah, I don't. Oh shit, wrong one. Dude, Anna Kendrick. Dude, let's go. What does that mean? With Keaton, was that one of her boyfriends? Carrie Ann Moss, amazing. Phoebe Snow. Somebody did write Phoebe. Good. All right. So, dude, let's look at the Supreme Court disaster, guys. But anyway, look at this shit, right? They are like trying to hype this up. You know what I'm saying? They are trying to hype this up that we're all just beside ourselves. Look at this. Liberals are outraged, right? Outraged. Hold on. You ready? Dude, there we go. Dude, that's going to be my post, dude. Liberals are outraged about Mar-a-Lago. Anything beautiful could be considered a Mar-a-Lago. Dude. Oh, shit. Dude, they're literally just making shit up. Right? Oh, yeah, that's the image I want, dude. Hold on. I wanted this one. I have it on my phone, but I don't have it on fucking, right? Oh, Lord. Yeah, dude, nobody cares about this. You know what I'm saying? But you do have to say, though, if you look at Sydney Sweeney, right, now that they mention it, you know what I'm saying? If you look at this shit, right, you met Courtney with Keaton in Santa Monica? Oh, let's go. Right? There we go. Fucking, she looked like really normal and fucking, now she looks all zonked out. You know what I'm saying? Dude. And the thing though, Sam, you gotta chill, boss, right? You gotta chill because you're making statements there that cosmetic surgery is not life-saving. And like, you know, you have to fucking chill, boss. You know, right? Like, don't be picking fights with our transgendered members of our community, because for trans people, cosmetic surgery can absolutely be life-saving. Okay? And you know, I've known many people who fucking have like towed a line there. So like, I don't really care what you feel, but you can't be in my chat trying to tell off fucking, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, but the thing about this though, Sam, is regardless of your clear qualifications, you made an incorrect statement that you said that fucking cosmetic surgery is not life-saving, and you are fucking wrong. And then when a trans person reacted sensitively to that, you like clapped back at them and gave them shit about it. And you need to fucking check yourself, bro. That's not okay, man. Like, you know what I mean? You know, I did look at what you said. You're still talking about it. Just let it go, bro. You know? Like, the point is you were incorrect. For some people, cosmetic surgery is life-saving, and that's factual. And if you don't believe it, go hang out with some trans people and talk to them about it, and you'll understand, you know? So when you make a statement like that, you know, like trans people are going to react poorly to you. You know what I'm saying? I missed the context of what you said. Yeah, I just don't think there's a context around that. And if you want to see yourself out, that's fine. But, you know what I mean? I mean, it's like, I don't see why you're being weird about that. You know, you know what I mean? It's like, you know, I mean, dude, nobody fucking hates you, you know? Dude, I just saw you guys, I saw you fucking arguing with a fucking trans member of the chat, and like, you know, like it seemed like you were fucking picking a fight, right? That's what I saw. And I don't think we need that, you know? I mean, it's like, it's not really ours to judge what is life-saving or not life-saving, you know? You know what I mean? I mean, you know, I don't know. Some people have like, it's just hard, like, you know, to think about like what, you know what I'm saying? Right. Yeah, but so the thing about this though, Sam, is this here, and before you see yourself out, I want you to hear me. If a trans person calls you transphobic, why are you reacting to that? Like, maybe you are, maybe something you said actually is transphobic. So maybe when somebody says, wow, that's a little transphobic, or you're being transphobic, maybe instead of hearing that they said you're a bad person and reacting in that way, maybe you can just like try to understand why they're saying you're transphobic, right? I mean, this is the same shit we get with the right wingers when we say, dude, you're being racist right now. And they're like, how dare you fucking call me racist? Like, dude, I am the biggest trans supporter ever. And sometimes Natalie will tell me like, dude, the thing you just said when you talked about Nancy Mace, you know, being manly or whatever and giving her shit for being manly is being a little transphobic. And like when a trans person says that to me, you know what I'm saying? Is like, you remain open to it, right? Yeah, but so Sam, the thing is look at your statement. If that's the benchmark, then I can call anyone anything with zero justification. But the point is, Sam, is that's not what's happening. Okay? People aren't fucking, you know what I'm saying? Like, people aren't coming to you and trying to just say you're something with no justification. Like, maybe some people might, but if you don't investigate it, and talk to them, you know, then that's on you, right? If somebody says something to you and you just react, I don't know. I mean, you're allowed to live that way, but you can't be fucking, I don't want to see arguments and shit in the fucking chat. You know what I mean? Yeah. You know, I really think it's important, you know, and I mean, you know, and this is not even about Sam, okay? This is about all of us, okay? It's like this idea where that if a black person says, hey man, that's a little racist, or a Gen Z person says, man, that seems a little Islamophobic. I think us being open, you know what I'm saying? Because the deal is all of us are sometimes transphobic and misogynist and racist. You're not exempt, Sam. You're not some perfect creature. Like, I say shit that is perceived, and sometimes I say shit that is misogynist, right? Not because I'm a raging misogynist, but because I grew up in a culture of misogyny. And so we all grew up in a culture of white supremacy, misogyny, and transphobia, and, you know, anti-woman, and right, and all kinds of shit. So we all say shit, or you know what I'm saying? I think the thing is we benefit from not believing that we are above reproach, and we just can be investigatory. You know, I just know this. I've said before, okay, and hear me out on this, guys. I've said before that when you're dealing with, you know, if you're dealing with black people, if you're dealing now with immigrants, if you're dealing with transgender people, gay people, any marginalized group, and the more marginalized and the more under attack they are, sometimes they will be sensitive to things we say. We might say something and like it hits them in a way that, like, maybe what we said is really super problematic. Maybe what we said doesn't feel problematic to us, but it does to that person. I think it's really important to try to, like, understand when people are under attack and how they may react poorly. You know what I'm saying? Or we may be completely in the wrong. I just think trying to remain in openness, you know? You know what I'm saying? You're never here for this judgmental bullshit from strangers. Yeah, I mean, all right. That's like, I don't know, boss. That seems pretty limiting and closed off, but whatever works for you, dude. You know? Dude, I just, you know? Yeah. I mean, it's just fucking hard, man. You know? Because we have a significant transgender audience here, and this is a safe space for them. So when a transgender person says, like, hey man, what you said is like transphobic, and the person's like, fuck you, I'm not transphobic, I'm out. That's not gonna help people feel safe, dude. You know, it's like, I think we can do better than that. You know, I think that, like, if somebody calls you transphobic or calls you racist, they're talking about your behavior, and it should be something that's worth investigating instead of, like, you know, fuck you, I'm out. You know what I mean? Yeah, I mean, you can block each other. You don't even have to reply. You know what I'm saying? It's like you don't even have to get into that fight. You know, like if I'm in a chat and somebody says I'm being transphobic, right? Like, I'm not streaming. If I'm just in a chat and I say something and somebody replies and says, oh, you're being misogynist, if I really don't think that I'm being misogynist, I just won't reply. I won't take the fight. You know what I mean? I'll literally just not go there, right? There's no, you know, Like if somebody accuses me of being a racist and I feel like I haven't said anything racist, I'm definitely not going to argue with them for 20 minutes because that is like not going to be productive. I think the best thing to do is to just, if it's really that big of a deal to you, is to just leave it alone. You know what I mean? Right? You know what I mean? I just know that, like, you know, the thing I saw, Sam, and you need to hear me on this. The thing, and then I'm moving on because I'm not going to center my fucking whole chat around you being fucking obstinate. But you made a comment about like suicides, like, oh, everybody commits suicides, as though suicide wasn't a huge problem in the transgender community. And when I saw that message from you, I was fucking pissed, bro, because I've known a lot of transgender people who have committed suicide. And for you to even insinuate in your comment that that is something that everybody deals with the same really fucking pissed me off. And so hear that and fucking check yourself on that shit. Don't fucking tell trans people that, like, well, everybody commits suicide, because they commit suicide. They grapple with feelings of suicide and actual suicides like at a very high rate. You know what I'm saying? You know, so just so you know, right, that I would watch that, because that was definitely like a real, I don't know, just a misguided comment, you know? Dude, it's fucking fucked up, man. It is, dude. It is. And they're literally under attack, man. Like, transgender people in America right now are under attack. The fucking president of the United States, there's not a week that goes by that he doesn't denigrate them personally, even though they're like 1% of the population. You know what I'm saying? And like, so I don't know. My philosophy is just simply that, like, you know what I mean? Like, transgender people are under attack and they're essentially being erased. I mean, we literally just looked at something where Wyoming, right? There are several states that have passed laws making transgender people illegal. They don't even exist in Wyoming and fucking, like, what were the states? Oh my God. Where was it? It was, I mean, dude, that shit just makes me sad. Is this one? Dude, it's crazy. Look at that. Okay. So look at that. Oh my God. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Dude, we have 15 states. 30% of America has passed laws essentially telling transgender people that, like, right, you don't exist, or we're going to define your existence, right? Isn't that crazy? That's fucking insane, boss. You know? That's wild. Dude, it's crazy. I mean, it kind of leads into the Christian takeover shit. But, all right. Dude, it's fucking crazy. All right, dude, I'm sorry about that. Like, I know I got a little sidetracked, but I don't know, dude. That shit just makes me sad, man. You know, and I guess it's because I have a Gen Z kid, and so a common fucking, you know, occurrence with me and my Gen Z kid, and with my girlfriend, who is like, you know, she's really sensitive to, you know, people's perception of things. So I get told fairly often, right, that I'm like, oh, a thing I said is a little racist. Like sometimes I'll do an accent, a voice, and my kid will be like, dude, that's pretty racist. You can't do that. Or Jenny will question my misogyny, or, you know, my son's girlfriend has talked to me about some of the things that I've said about like LGBTQ stuff, that where she's pointed out that things I was saying sounded a little similar to right-wing viewpoints. And I'm like, wow, man, it's like, I don't know. I just, and this isn't about any individual. I think it behooves us to, when we hear that from someone, to explore it with them and not simply react to it. Because the thing about this is you ready? You ready for this? Is if you talk to 100 trans people, you would probably find 80 definitions of what transphobia was. Okay? There's not one thing. Okay? Depending on how attacked a person feels, or what part of the country they're in, or their own personal convictions, right? You can talk to 5 trans people and say, I said this, and 3 of them will be like, that's transphobic, and 2 of them will be like, no, that's fine. So the point is all of our feelings and our emotional conditions and how things land on us are all subjective. And in chats where there's no, like, you can't see the person, it's real easy for us all to go off the rails, okay? So the point being is I think in general, like, you know, we got to remember that, you know, our good communication requires reflecting and reacting for both parties, you know? And I mean, because, you know, it's possible that Shiloh got, you know, triggered by something you said and was reacting in a fucking, you know, in their own way as well. But the point, I guess, being is what I'd like to encourage here is I'd like to encourage us not provoking fights or digging in our heels, but if we can, trying to create cultivate a spirit of openness. And if there's something that, you know, if you feel like you're being misconstrued, we don't have to duke it out. We can always just disengage, because, you know, in a chat, you're going to really escalate. Like, this is the thing that's really hard. And yeah, David, people can be transphobic without intending to be. Absolutely. Like, most transphobia or misogyny isn't even people intending to do. You know, like, if you, oh, dude, you throw like a girl, right? If you say that, you're being misogynist. You're not intending to do that. You're literally just using a tropey phrase that we have used forever. But if you say to somebody, you throw like a girl, and a girl hears you and says, wow, that's a really misogynist statement, you don't want to like puff up and be like, what are you talking about? I love girls. I'm not misogynist at all. The idea is like, you know, like, I guess we can just fucking, you know, I don't know, hear each other and evolve and grow and try to understand, you know what I mean? That's just how I see it. And it's especially hard, guys, in chats, text messages, like, oh my God, like I have sometimes whole conversations about this just in a text message. I'll fire off a text to Jenny and she might get triggered by something I say, and she has a very strong reaction because she interpreted it in a way. And then then if she like sort of like zings one at me, I do have to sort of like, recognize that we're in chats and stuff. And so it's real easy to be misunderstood, you know what I mean? And like, so I don't know if we can keep that in mind. I guess I sort of lean personally. I'm going to tell you here. I tend to lean, you know, my thing. You ready for this? And this, right or wrong, but I'm going to tell you what I do is when women approach me about misogyny, or when gay people approach me about homophobia, or when transgender people approach me about transphobia, or when black people approach me about racism, I tend to like give them a little bit of like a wide berth to say that to me and to try to learn from them instead of thinking that it's somebody just trying to apply a label to me. And the reason why I give them that berth is because I understand that even if I'm wrong, even if they're wrong, right? Like even if I say something that I just absolutely in my heart of hearts believe is not transphobic at all, and a trans person reacts to me as though it is, I'm going to give them that and hear them out and not take the fight. Why? Because I don't proving to every trans person that I was right and their feelings are wrong is not a benefit. Like I think, you know, I mean, it would be different if they were trying to get me fired and I had done nothing wrong and they were like waging a war to get me thrown out of my job. Then maybe I would take the battle because it's like now, okay. But if you know, I mean, there have been instances. I remember, I'm going to tell you a little story once where this happened years ago. I was a bartender, okay? And there were two, like what I had perceived as lesbians that came into the bar, okay? And one of the like women was living as a man, and I didn't recognize this. And this was before like the expansion of trans rights. And so I called her a she, right? I referred to her as a woman, and she didn't say anything to me. And then like later on, she like, I referred to as a woman again. And then she like said something to me. Look, I'm actually living as a man. I'm a he. And like, she kind of got snippy with me. And then I got really bothered by that. And then I did go out there and talk to her, to him. Sorry, see, I'm still, right? I went out and talked to him and had this conversation, and I kind of got into their face a little bit. This was probably, I don't know, 15 years ago. And I got into their face just saying like, the like, I was right in a way, because I said, I didn't know you were living as a man, right? And so I realized that you were upset at me the first time and you didn't say anything. And then the second time you reacted as though I was like, did it on purpose. But so I totally respect that you're living as a man. But I didn't know that. And I just made a judgment call. And if you had corrected me the first time, I would have responded correctly the second time. But you did kind of hit me with a little vitriol as though I was doing it on purpose that I don't think I deserved because I didn't really know. And so I'm here to hear you and to support how you live. But I also hope you can recognize how like the way you kind of came at me felt a little intense. And like, we ended up having a really good sort of open conversation and both growing from that thing. And it's really interesting because I think at the end of the day, right, it's not about us being right or wrong. It's about us trying to make room for everybody's feelings, our own included, you know? And so, you know what I mean? And like, I don't know. The last thing I'm going to say about this is just even in my relationship with Jenny, okay? Like Jenny, because she's a woman, okay? Because she's a woman is they can derail the stream. Yeah, but I don't know if they're derailing because I feel like this is actually a good conversation to have. And sometimes I think we need to remind to this, you know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Right? One person told the other person to fuck off and the other one reacted. Dude, I don't know what happened. But like, dude, I just, right? I just think that like, I just think that like Jenny is like, I give her leeway, okay? Because I'm a man and I'm in the power group, and Jenny is not in the power group. And whether it's right or wrong, if Jenny feels, wounded by something I say, even if I think I am totally right, I give her space to like feel wounded without me taking it personally, right? And I know it's really hard to do that with people that we don't love, but you know what I'm saying? It is never one-sided. You know what I'm saying? Because you know what I'm saying? Because it's possible that like, you know what I'm saying? I mean, I am glad you stayed, and I'm glad we're having this conversation. You know what I'm saying? I just, I just work really hard to, you know what I'm saying? I just work really hard to create a safe space for transgender people, which means as a commitment, if you're going to hang out in a community that's a safe space for transgender people, then we have to allow transgender people to say like, wow, you're being transphobic. And we have to not take that personally, and the thing about it is like, people might argue, well, that's not fair. Oh, that's not fair. Why did they get to say that to us? But it's like, they're literally under attack. So we give them a little space to, like I said, if a black person says to me, I'm racist, that then I fucking give them some space. And somebody like Shiloh told him to fuck off. Well, all right. I mean, that sucks to be told to fuck off, but like, dude, I use that kind of language all the time, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, I talk about 𝗙𝗙𝗶𝗹𝗀, I get on Twitter and tell 𝗙𝗙𝗶𝗹𝗀 to fuck off, right? You know what I mean? Now, does that mean that like Anna and I should still be able to debate and shit? You know what I'm saying? But, and again, though, nobody thinks you're coming here to instigate. That's not what it's about, Sam. Like, the idea that somebody is telling you you're instigating or you're trying to do this is like, you keep coming from that place. Oh, I'm not here to instigate. I know you're not here to instigate. Nobody is here to instigate. We have a great community. But the point is like, sometimes in our interactions with people from marginalized groups, they may get touchy or angry or triggered, and then we can get triggered and angry and touchy, and it's really hard to work that shit out in the chat. So, you know what I'm saying? So, like, yeah, I just think both are very long time chatters. And I think sometimes it's just better to, you know what I mean? It's like, dude, I mean, dude, it's like I had an experience, dude, right? I've had that experience too. I actually, like, one of the things that opened my mind on trans rights was a thing that happened in the film community here, where somebody that I knew, a guy that I knew, a filmmaker, said something pretty transphobic, and a transgender person lashed out at them and then lashed out at me. Like, why didn't you correct that guy? And like, this trans person like lashed out at me pretty fucking like severely about like how many times they've gotten their ass kicked by cisgendered white men, and how like it's really my job to speak up against these people when I sort of recognize it, but I sort of like tiptoed around it because it was a friend of mine. And like, you know what I did was I took the transgender person out to lunch, and I bought them lunch and fucking, got to know her and got to like a deeper understanding of what that reaction was and how I could help, right? Isn't that interesting? I mean, I say we lean in, right? Dude, I like them both. You know what I'm saying? I like them both. I do. To me, it was that suicide comment that like, That's what sort of got me triggered. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? That was the thing that really hit me. You know? And I mean, just so we know, and this is the last I'm going to say of it, and then I moved on, is, you know, Sam said that cosmetic surgery makes people feel better. It's not in dispute. It isn't life-saving like cancer treatment is. Let's not go this road. And then a transgender person who, in their community, cosmetic surgery absolutely is life-saving. They said something to react to that. And then it was followed up with directly to the trans person, Shiloh, lots of people take their own lives. A small percentage do it because they couldn't get cosmetic surgery. I'll ask a second time, don't go this road, which is like, whoa, now you're basically telling the trans person of your reaction, like, don't fucking start here. Let me tell you how it is. And like, man, that kind of behavior is going to rile people up. And I don't know if you are willing to see like how a trans person, you talk like that to a trans person, it felt to them like their reality was being denied. And I know you didn't intend it, but there was some very direct, authoritative, like, don't fucking push me. And let me tell you how it really is kind of thing. That was instigatory, you know? And so I hope you can just see that. I'm not saying you're a bad guy. I love you. I love your snow puppies talk. I love Shiloh. If you guys just need to block each other and not be involved, that's fine. But I do want you to see that, you know what I'm saying, right? You asked twice not to have a, yeah, but so the thing is though, is all you had to do was just, you know, let it go. You know what I'm saying? Like you saying there, you know, it's like, you know, like, I mean, you just don't seem to understand that, like, if you talk about that stuff, like many transgender people are going to react poorly and they're going to feel threatened when you talk like that, you know? It's like, that's the thing you keep missing is like, you know what I mean? I mean, it's sometimes you can just let that shit go. Like, I think if the next time you get into a conflagration, you know what I'm saying? Right? If you, you know, maybe next time you can just let that go, you know? Because again, I'm just, you know, I don't want to talk about this all night, but I don't like, yeah, no, I don't want to ban anybody because I like both these people and I think they're genuinely good. I'm honestly just trying to, you know, help not just Sam, but anybody understand that, like, you know what I mean? Like, I mean, this is shit we all encounter. It's not just about transgender people. It's like, you know, if I talk about like women's issues with Jenny, it could be really fucking triggering for her and sensitive for her. And so I have to like understand if she reacts a certain way, she's reacting because she doesn't have the male privilege experience I have walking through the world, you know? And so, you know what I mean? So anyway, I just hope you'll fucking hear that out. Because I don't know the whole story. I just know that I saw those comments in particular, and those comments as a trans ally fucking hit me. You know what I'm saying? And the thing about that though, again, Sam, dude, you're literally digging in. And you dude, what are you doing, bro? You're saying a trans individual can survive technically without surgery? No. You can't say that. You know what I'm saying? You can't say that, Sam. Like, what are you doing? You're still fucking going, bro. Like, dude, that is like fucking correct. You're like saying you now know, like, bro, what are you doing, boss? You are wrong. Okay? Yeah, you are fucking wrong. And like, that is wrong. You know what I'm saying? Like, and there you go, though. Dude, that statement you just made, transphobic! Like, fuck, bro! Dude. All right. Dude. Sorry. I just can't do it anymore, boss. You know what I'm saying? Like, bro. Anybody can survive technically. Untrue, boss. Dude, that's like saying my brother, my half brother who's schizophrenic, if he doesn't take his medicine, technically he could survive. No, he cannot. Okay? You know what I'm saying? It's like if you, dude. See, that's the shit I'm talking about, though. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you're still doubling down on that. Like, you don't know what people technically can survive. People that are grappling with fucking suicidal ideation or whatever, this idea that, oh, like, yeah, like, they don't need somebody who's clinically depressed without their medication, technically they can survive. And it's like, no. There are some people that have clinical depression that if they stop taking their medication, they are going to end up not surviving. Just like a cancer patient not getting their fucking treatment. Like this, you know, this idea that people that are suicidal can just shut it off or like they can just ride it out. That this, like for some people, that shit just ain't a fucking choice. You know what I mean? You know, like, and we don't know. I mean, I can't judge that. That's like seeing, like, I've known some people who committed suicide. I was talking about one today. This girl, this artist named Raven. Okay, my first band, we rehearsed in a studio in North Hollywood. Okay, and Raven was like, she was beautiful. She was Persian. She was an artist. She was like intelligent. She had a loser fucking boyfriend, and she had a lot of fucking mental health struggles, Raven did. And I was madly in love with Raven, and I wanted to date her, but she stayed with her abusive boyfriend, and she ended up committing suicide. Okay? And the thing about it is this idea that, like, I don't know, it was preventable. You know what I'm saying? This idea that, like, I don't know what led up to it, but like, there's no way I could quantify and say that, like, she could have toughed it out. You know what I'm saying? Like, maybe she couldn't, right? And that's why she ended up where she ended up. Like this idea that, like, you know, maybe one tiny little thing would have been life-saving for her. We don't know. And my thing is like, trying to separate, you know, I don't know. I just thinking we're being authoritative, right? You know, I think being authoritative about like topics when people are grappling with mental health is maybe something we just want to fucking chill with, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's really crazy to think that, like, you know, if I were to start talking about her thing, you know what I'm saying? Dude, well, we don't credit mental health struggles, right? Like, people that are suicidal, we don't look at people who are suicidal like they have cancer, right? That's just it. And again, this is an important fucking topic, guys, because the thing is when somebody has cancer and like, we're like, oh, they got to get medication. Oh, they got to get healthcare. They deserve treatment. And when somebody's suicidal, we're like, well, you're just not making the right decisions. You're like, oh, you're too into your feelings or something. But like, bro, I know people that have clinical fucking depression that if they don't take their medication, they will end up killing themselves. It's just count the days. Could be a month, could be 3 months. It is literally fucking like cancer for them. It is fucking life and death, you know? And in fact, many of those people, though, with suicidal, like Raven, none of us thought she was going to commit suicide, right? Like, you know what I mean? None of us saw that coming. bro. But like, I guess I encourage all of us to not walk around like saying, oh yeah, you know, this is life-saving or this is not. Because believe me, that shit is fucking subjective. Yeah, dude, I have a half brother who is schizophrenic. And like, dude, if my half brother stops taking his medication, like he will kill himself, like, or somebody else, right? It is absolutely. All right, dude, that was a weird sidetrack. And, you know, but yeah. All right. But anyway, dude, we have the dance party though. It's coming up. Yeah. I'm sorry. I just try to fucking educate around that shit. And believe me, guys, this is a prevalent problem. Like, think about this. Think about the discussion we just had about this, guys. And tell me if this is not the same shit we've said to right-wingers, right? You know what I mean? Like, have we all not on the left wing wished that we could tell right-wingers, wow, what you said there is, you're being racist, guys. And if they could hear us and be like, oh, really? I'm being racist? Like, what's racist about what I said? Oh, shit. I get that. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? Like, think about this. This is the shit we ask of MAGA. So this is what we should be asking of ourselves too, right? Because we do want to be able to say to right-wingers, hey, can you see the racism in your behavior? And we want them to acknowledge it. And they say to us, you have no right. Like, oh, I can just say you're being racist on anything and you have to bow down before me, right? But it's like, I honestly think most people, when they say that shit, they're not trying to just get one up on us. They're actually feeling wounded by some of the shit we said. They're feeling like their reality is being denied. And, right? You know what I mean? And so, I don't know. As much of a sidetrack as that was, and maybe that's hard to fucking listen to that shit, that, like, I think, you know, if we can find that openness, you know what I mean? Right? Dude, let's fucking go. Dude, all right. We're back on track. Yeah. Dude. Yeah, somebody said they want to know what's so bad about Trump, huh? That's literally their question? Yeah. All right. Well, I'll tell you this. You ready? Here's my thing. Is honestly, if you say you want to have a real chat about Trump, right? I'm gonna do this. Yeah. I'm gonna say goodbye to you. Okay? You know what I mean? Like, come on, bro. It's like literally Google. I'm not here to fucking tell you what's so bad about Trump. Go watch every video I've ever made and shut the fuck up. How about that? There you go. Let's go. Oh, dude, later. All right. Enjoy the show. Dude, I mean, seriously, if you come in and ask that question, you're instantly gone, dude. Instantly gone. Dude, but Sam, Shiloh, I love you guys. And what's more, though, is here's my thing. Is I think, like, I don't know. I hope if you guys are in the Discord, you guys could fucking have some conversation and try to sort that shit out, right? That's my hope. And you don't have to, and maybe you can't, but I don't have any, like, fucking, I just think none of us should fucking get on a pedestal and telling other people, like, what they can and can't survive. Okay. And especially under the pressure we're in right now. You know what I mean? You know, we're like, dude, our fucking trans brothers and sisters are fucking, are hurting. And guys, this Supreme Court thing right here, you ready? People of color are about to get thrown under the bus because look at this decision. This court decision right here, it lets you know there's a huge fucking, you know what I'm saying? There's a huge fucking Voting Rights Act is under assault. And guys, listen to me. Believe me when I say with the Voting Rights Act, okay, is fucking as it exists, okay, the Voting Rights Act, after the Civil Rights Act, they passed the Voting Rights Act. And what the Voting Rights Act did was said this. It said if you have a large black population in your state, you have to create districts so those black people have representation, okay? It was a landmark decision that has, of course, benefited the Democrats because the black people have chosen to vote Democrat. But what it has said is you go into the states with very high black populations, Mississippi, Alabama, Louisiana, South Carolina, North Carolina, Georgia, they have to create districts that allow those black populations to have elected, to be able to elect representatives, okay? Now, that has, like I said, those seats, it has benefited the Democratic Party because they vote Democrat. But what it has made happen is you can't completely disenfranchise populations. Now, what does disenfranchising populations look like? It looks like what they do with every city. If you have a city that's a bunch of blue voters, they carve this one into a red district, this one into a red, this one into a red. And now this city that should at least have one representative for its blue voters, now those blue voters have 0 representatives because the city was picked apart into 3 or 4 districts, okay? And you know what I'm saying? The city was picked apart into 3 or 4 districts, and they have no representation, okay? And that happens like all over the place. It does. It happens all over the place where cities get picked apart in every red state, essentially. They could just have at least one district, but normally they'll dilute it. But if the city has a high volume of black residents, there will be one district that includes the black voters to satisfy the Voting Rights Act. And yeah, dude, that was, I know that was totally, Tourmalines, you called it. But so right now they're challenging the fucking, the Voting Rights Act. And what they're trying to do is they are trying to override it to make it so they don't have to do that anymore. They want to remove the protection. So then what would happen is all of the states with black voters would be able to spread the black vote into all of the white districts. So the black voters would have no representatives that they vote for. And overall, nationally, the Democrats will lose 19 seats, and they will, in all likelihood, never hold the fucking House again. The House would be like permanently Republican. Okay, now the reason why this fucking Texas voting map going through, why it's really problematic here, is this makes it seem like they're going to toss the Voting Rights Act too, okay? I think they are. I think they're going to toss it. It seems like a warning shot that they're going to toss it, okay? And so Texas, basically they removed Jasmine Crockett, okay? They literally just removed her seat because she was becoming a national figure. So they gerrymandered Jasmine Crockett out of a seat. Right? Abbott got a call from Trump. I want 5 more seats. Abbott said, okay. They probably also said, get rid of Jasmine Crockett. He did it. They cut it out. It was exclusively based on race. They diluted all the black vote to remove the seats, to add 5 seats. And then this thing immediately got clipped in an appeals court that said, man, even with Trump-appointed judges, they were Trump-appointed judges that said, you know what? This shit is like removing racial voting power, okay? And Supreme Court fucking today said you can use this map, okay? Texas officials had asked the court to allow the state to use the new maps in the midterm elections, and the Supreme Court, in record time, they took it in. and they pulled it up. All right. Supreme Court cleared the way on Thursday for Texas lawmakers to use newly redrawn congressional maps favoring Republicans in the 2026 midterms. The decision overturns, at least for now, a lower court ruling that the new maps were likely an unconstitutional racial gerrymander. That decision had blocked lawmakers from using the maps in midterms. Supreme Court's order comes days before a December 8th deadline for candidates to file to run for office in Texas. Okay? The ruling also adds to the growing list of successes Trump administration has had in the Supreme Court. Now, this is crazy. In a 5-paragraph order, the majority wrote that Texas was likely to succeed on the merits of its claim that a lower court had wrongly blocked the new maps. The trial court, the majority wrote, had improperly inserted itself into an active primary campaign, causing much confusion and upsetting the delicate federal state balance in elections. Now, I take issue with this because, dude, a mid-decade gerrymander is inserting yourself into an active primary campaign. Like, why should you be able to go in? The census happens every 10 years. The census affects the apportionment, and then the minute the fucking maps, like the apportionment changes, we redo the maps. So why would you halfway in all of a sudden change the districts and remove legislators that had been voted for by the public, right? We know why. Because you're trying to fuck shit up. You're trying to eliminate the opposition. Remember that shit we read about that Iran was doing after Khomeini came in, where they eliminated the opposition? Remember that? Like, dude, you know, what the fuck, bro? Right? Dude, that was some bullshit, okay? That they're doing it. They're just eliminating, oh, this black representative we don't like, we're going to get rid of her district. Dude, that's bullshit, okay? And now they're like saying, oh, they're saying if you stop that, you're causing confusion, upsetting the state federal balance in elections. But like, man, why are we letting states just remove people's representation? You know? I mean, what the fuck, bro? What are we doing, dude? You know what I'm saying? Like, this is some bullshit, okay? The court's order did not include a vote count, all right? And so they didn't necessarily take a vote, but then there was a 17-page dissent from Kagan, all right, along with fucking, the other two liberal justices. And it says this court's precedents and our Constitution demand better. Right? This disserves the millions of Texans whom the district court found were assigned to their new districts based on race. Okay? And now, though, dude, now we're going to have a war. Okay? And this is the thing that's really problematic about this, guys, is we're going to have a war, right? We're going to have a war where every state is now going to gerrymander their minority party completely out of the state. So essentially, we have separated our politics to the point, right, where we are now, you know what I'm saying? Right? We are now fucking, thank you, Worthy. Yeah, Sotomayor and Jackson. Yeah, Ketanji Brown Jackson. We are now we are now going to remove, like, every blue state is going to have like no reps. Every red state is going to have, right? Every blue state will have no red reps. Every red state will have no blue reps. And like, guys, I think this is fucking stupid, bro. You know what I'm saying? I think this is fucking stupid. It's like we're and what's crazy about this too is our politicians have literally been like, talking about how we're so divisive. Oh, it's gotten so divisive, guys. Oh, we're so divisive, right? Oh, we're so divisive. And like, dude, what are we doing? Now we are literally just divisiving. You know what I'm saying? Dude, it is so shitty, bro. It is so fucking shitty. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, I mean, Biden should have probably expanded the court, but we knew Biden wasn't going to. All right? You know what I'm saying? Like, Biden was a fucking, he's a Republican. Let's be honest. He's a Republican with some social fucking conscience. Okay? You know, right? But you know what I'm saying? But he's essentially a fucking Republican. I mean, dude, he was the Republican Dem that they attached to Barack Obama to sell the black progressive guy to America. Like, let's be honest about what Biden was. He wasn't going to do that shit. There's a lot of shit he could have done that was like aggressive and power wielding, and he didn't, you know? And again, though, I'm telling you, this is why, right? This is why we need a president in 2028 who is not afraid to fucking wield the power, guys. Right? We do. We need a power wielder, boss. Right? Dude, yeah, no, I know. Dude, Biden, I know Clarence Thomas should have never been on that fucking court, man. Let's be honest. Dude, Clarence Thomas should not have been on that court. You know? Like, bro, that shit is some bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Like Clarence Thomas, I mean, dude, in the 90s, it was like, what are we fucking doing? All of us. I was in my 20s in the 90s. And I was like, what the fuck are we doing, bro? You know? Do I have hope about Newsom? So, I mean, dude, as far as Newsom, if he were to be the president, I have hope, but I have trepidation too. Like, I mean, I have as many like worries about Gavin Newsom as I have like hope about Gavin Newsom. I mean, I do like the fact that I know if he got power and it was expanded executive power, he would wield it, right? He would not be afraid to wield the power. Now, what I don't know is if he would actually wield it in that way that would be truly progressive like that, or if he would wield it in, you know, like limited progressive corpo sort of ways, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, we look at like Barack Obama and Nancy Pelosi and the trifecta we had in 2012. And like, but they didn't do universal health care. They did Obamacare, okay? Which was Obamacare better than before? Yeah. There were some protections there. I was able to get insurance. I had great insurance in Oregon because of it. But they didn't really do the full job. They didn't fracture the fucking, right? They could have like broken the filibuster, expanded the court, right? They could have done so much when they had that trifecta and, you know, knowing that the other side was just obstructionist, okay? They could have blown the shit apart and just fucking done it, but they didn't do it, right? They did the whole let's not upset the system because it's working for all of us. So we're going to do half measures. You know, in AA, we call that half measures. And so I wonder, you know, even if we give a president who's going to wield the power, will they just wield it to do half measures? Maybe. You know, I guess we never really know. There's no way that we can fucking do it. But did you see my tweet about this, though? Right? Like, did you see about like what I tweeted about this today, that I had a thought that I'm curious, but right here, okay? And this is, you know, segueing into the Supreme Court article, or I mean, into the Erika Kirk thing, where I said, you know how everyone's like, oh, J.D. Vance is going to break up with 𝗙cie. J.D. Vance is going to, you know, marry Erika Kirk. And then I thought this, dude, what if this happens? What if J.D. Vance makes Erika Kirk his VP? Guys, I can absolutely see this, right? If they're having an affair, it makes the affair totally possible, right? But what if they spend the next couple of years making her the reality TV star. And it keeps Charlie Kirk in the forefront of politics. Right in the forefront. Charlie Kirk. They're now, CBS is doing town halls with her. They're going to build her up to be the heir to Donald Trump's reality TV after the youth vote and in charge of protecting Christians. They're going to make her the broken widow family symbol of the broken family, the strong, powerful woman. That you want a woman president? Maybe Erika Kirk's going to be that woman. And they might make her VP. I could absolutely see that. Then the entire election would be a referendum on the left wing being violent. They would bring up Jay Jones. They would have a million examples of the left wings protecting the violent drug runners, the violent immigrants that are killing, right? They will have the killing of Charlie Kirk and the left-wing violence and the persecution of Christianity being front and center with the spectacle, the fucking, right? I'm telling you, man, this shit may be it, bro. It's like when I thought of this today, I was like, holy fucking shit, bro. I wonder if that's in the back of their mind. Because we did see, right? Yeah, no, people don't like J.D. Vance. Okay, he doesn't have the MAGA ear, right? But the thing is, though, is like I think they might use her. You know what I'm saying? They might use her in that way, right? You know what I'm saying? And when you say like they wouldn't want to have a woman in that position, here's the deal, guys. Okay, and here's my thought. Is if something happened to JD, right, they could literally just go after her and then it would move to the Speaker of the House. You know what I'm saying? Like if they didn't want a woman to be president. But the thing about it is she is like the heir to Charlie Kirk's connection with young people that they're trying to motivate. Because oddly enough, guys, the older people, right? The older people are fucking, the older people, guys, are shifting to the left, okay? And so my thing is I think they're trying to get the young people, and you ready? You ready? I'm going to lay it out on the line, guys. You ready? They want to overturn abortion, okay? They want to overturn abortion. And in order to do that, they need to have a woman in power. Okay? They're not going to be able to sell the complete overturn of abortion without a fucking woman in power, guys. In some, like a Republican woman, a Christian woman in the power structure. That's what they need to do. And I think they realize this now. Right? They do. They want to change marriage equality. They want to fucking codify Christian standards. And they are now, obviously, we have a couple of years to derail this. But guys, they're trying to put TPUSA in every high school. Erika Kirk is now being, dude, if we look at this CBS shit, like this, yes, a woman that appears to be in power. I mean, look at this shit, bro. What the fuck is this, dude? Bari Weiss and Erika Kirk. CBS News presents a town hall with Erika Kirk on grief, faith, and politics, and more, moderated by Bari Weiss, right? It's a town hall of this burgeoning reality TV star with this Zionist Bari Weiss, right? To sell a Zionist Christian fucking grieving widow as the heir apparent to Charlie Kirk. So now we can talk about Charlie Kirk and the left wing being murderers and demons, right? For, the next couple of years. And it's because of the merger that just happened. Oh my God, Bari Weiss is terrible. But this merger, this Paramount merger, and now CBS, dude, this is crazy shit, boss. Dude, this is fucking nuts, bro. Right? Right? Dude. Isn't this wild? Yeah. But guys, they don't have a lot of winning issues. You know what I mean? They don't have, I mean, think about it, guys. Their issues are losing, okay? Abortion is a loser. Fucking, you know, even their immigration policies are losers. They're wanting to overturn pornography and restrict people's sexuality and gay marriage. That's a losing thing. Every single, you know, they want to put guns in every school, every single policy position. They want to remove all benefits and protections for citizens. Every single policy position of the Republican Party, the MAGA wing of that party, is a loser. So in order for them to get their policies passed, they need personalities, okay? They want to grab personalities that people are willing to fucking give fealty to. And the thing about this is like right now, you ready? So think about Teflon, okay? Teflon. Now, why am I saying Teflon? Because there is a concept in politics called Teflon, okay? It started with Reagan. Reagan was the Teflon president. Why? Because he was a beloved actor. So Ronald Reagan could go out there to the podium and be the Gipper. That was his big acting, and nothing would stick to him. Ronald Reagan's doing bad shit. Oh, but I'm the Gipper. You guys love me. I am Teflon. And if you tried to say something bad about Reagan, it was like, what are you doing? This guy's the beloved actor and governor of California who's done so well. California's this huge economy. How dare you talk about Ronald Reagan? He is just a good, honest Christian man. He's so like, right? He was Teflon. Okay, Donald Trump was a type of Teflon. He was like a billionaire reality TV star that people were convinced was a great businessman and just a locker room kind of guy. And Donald Trump could rape a woman or tell people he raped women. And he's like, that's just locker room talk. I'm just being one of the boys, right? Let me tell you about my brilliant business ideas, right? Because you're fired, right? He was Teflon, okay? Erika Kirk, she's Teflon, guys. She is Teflon. She is the only person in the Republican sphere right now who is Teflon. Why? Because her husband was brutally murdered in front of the whole goddamn world. And if you say, like, she's a grifter, you're an asshole, right? You are like, right? You know what I'm saying? If you speak up about her, it is really easy to paint you as a deceitful, devious person. How dare you attack a grieving widow, right? I'm telling you, man. So they're going to do something with her because they're realizing that she's got the Teflon right now. And she's Trump connected. So she will, like, you know, she has the power and the bidding of those people. And like JD Vance is not Teflon, guys. And so the thing about Donald Trump, when we think about who's going to be the heir apparent, it's going to be somebody that has that Teflon, right? And so, man, this is my worry though, guys. Okay? This is my fucking worry. And the thing about this is, you know, she's a bad speaker and shit right now. She is, but we've seen how the media, Donald Trump isn't a good speaker. All this woman has to do in an interview is to start tearing up and turn the interview to the brutal loss she suffered with watching her husband get gunned down by a radical leftist who's anti-Christian And that fucking interview is over, motherfucker. Nobody's going to push her. You know what I'm saying? She has a get out of interview winning card. And I'm telling you right now, maybe I'm wrong, but I think they're going to run with this. I think they are going to milk it right now. That's what I think this is about. This is the start. Now, Candace Owens, and there are other people that are trying to derail this, but like, holy shit, bro. I had a revelation today. And yes, you can coach her to be a better speaker. Guys, there's acting classes. She was an actor. She wasn't that great at it, but you can be coached. And again, you can, if the media backs off, right? Look at it now. The Republicans go on news channels and they lie and lie and lie, and nobody questions them. And by the time we get to 2028, the media, TikTok is going to be right wing, Twitter, right wing, Facebook, right wing. You know what I'm saying? Like, dude, I mean, all of the media, all of the main social media is going to be like pretty Zionist right wing. So, like, bro, we may be in deep shit, boss. I'm curious, man. Dude, I know. No, she is fake as fuck. But again, though, they can mine like she is fake and she's a grifter, but everybody who calls her out is going to be called a radical. They're going to be called somebody who's attacking a poor grieving widow, right? You know what I mean? I don't know, guys. I hope I'm wrong, you know, but we will fucking see, dude. There it is. Dude, right? You know, they are fucking. Dude, look at this. What is this statement from Bari Weiss? Look at this statement. Bari Weiss says she wants to use her new perch at CBS News to redraw the lines of what falls in the 40 yards of acceptable debate in American political and cultural life. She says the aim is to sideline voices like Hassan Piker, Tucker Carlson, and Nick Fuentes and elevate charismatic figures such as Alan Dershowitz, the child rapist, Epstein buddy, and Dana Loesch, the crazy fucking NRA woman, who reflect where the vast majority of Americans actually are. I'm sorry, dude. If the vast majority of Americans are where Alan Dershowitz is, we need to just beg for the asteroid, boss. Right? Like, I'm going to start praying. You know what I'm saying? Dude, that guy looks like a corpse with fucking, you know what I'm saying? A corpse with fucking a jetpack on. Right? A corpse with a fucking, you know, some type of life support system in the small of his back, dude. Oh my God. This is so crazy. Right? But yeah, man. I'm telling you, right now, dude, you know what they looked? You know how Trump talks about ratings, right? They discovered that J.D. Vance and Erika Kirk draw ratings. Okay? They discovered, okay, she's Trump approved, and Erika Kirk and J.D. Vance drew some ratings. So don't be surprised, guys, if they, like, she ends up on the ticket, okay? Because she did make that fucking statement, right? You ready? She made that statement, guys, about, this was a couple days ago. Where, right, he's speaking at the TPUSA conference, but she made a statement. Right here. Erika Kirk says Turning Point support of J.D. Vance and possible 2028 bid is in the works, right? And yeah, right? That looks like, TPUSA, they're going to be in all the high schools. They're trying to get in the middle schools for, 2032 so they can start indoctrinating and building that MAGA army with young people weaponizing anti-LGBTQ, anti-women sentiment, line up with these manosphere influencers. And they're going to try to, right? This is like, TPUSA is going to be selling J.D. Vance. But the problem is, guys, is J.D. Vance doesn't have the charisma, okay? So they need somebody with star power, somebody who gets ratings, okay, in that seat, in that cockpit with J.D. Vance. And so my guess right now is that Erika Kirk is going to be there. I think Erika Kirk is on a short list right now. That's what I think. That's like when it says here, support of J.D. Vance and possible 2028 bid is in the works. I think it's going to look like her being the VP boss. You watch, man. Maybe I'm wrong, but there's nobody in the Republican Party that has the same fucking benefits that she does to demonize the left, to keep Charlie Kirk's flag burning, to continue trying to win over the young people via TPUSA and that Charlie Kirk fucking, fan account where now they're tweeting on Charlie Kirk's fucking account and simultaneously, being deeply in the Zionist evangelical realm, right? Right? Yeah, no, well, but they're not going to run a woman. They're going to run her as the VP. Like, dude, we'll see. And maybe I'm wrong. Right? But so, yeah, it's fucking crazy shit. Think the Republicans will even bother with primaries? I mean, dude, yeah, what do you mean? They have to have a primary, boss. Right? They absolutely have to have a primary. Dude, this is crazy. Ooh, this is good. Look at this, dude. Netflix is trying to buy Warner Brothers. Oh, shit, bro. Dude, yeah, the Justice Department's going to try to stop this. I'm over Target? Oh, with fucking Erika? I know I am, dude. Dude, I know I am, right? Now, that, I guess, can segue us into this, right? That can segue us into, Candy O. All right, let's look at Candy O real quick, right? Shall we? I feel like the Candy O is worth a look, guys. Because, so TPUSA... I guess that Neff guy challenged Candace Owens to a debate. If we must. I know, dude, I know it sucks, but I feel like we got to look at this because, guys, we have to do something. Like, we have to take the threat of TPUSA seriously. Unfortunately, guys, I don't think Donald Trump is actually our biggest worry right now. You know what I mean? I think Donald Trump is literally just the distraction. I think the bigger worry is TPUSA getting, transgender or left-wing teachers fired, them removing, critical thinking from colleges, right? You know what I'm saying? Like they are trying to propagandize the young people in a major way, like Trump is just creating distracting news headlines, firing missiles and shit, and causing chaos. Okay, he's cooked. He's literally just running around creating fucking chaos while the evangelical Christians are trying to seize control of the country. You know? Dude. You know what I mean? Dude, TPUSA is kind of the new brown shirts. They kind of are. Like TPUSA, with the death of Charlie Kirk, they have gone from simply being like a YouTuber and his vision of his own thing to being a fully Zionist evangelical arm of the Heritage Foundation movement, trying to establish religious liberty in meaning like Christians can, you know, override the law. Okay? They want the law slanted to favor Christianity. That's literally what they're after. And so I think this TPUSA, Candace, Tucker, it's also going to be at the core of the fucking, right? It's also going to be at the core of the, you know, the battle that Tucker Carlson running for president versus JD Vance. Okay. And so you're going to see TPUSA, they're going to have to make a choice there. They can't support Tucker and, right? And you remember Charlie Kirk was like supporting Tucker, and Tucker's mounting up an offensive against JD Vance and the Peter Thiel wing. And so there's like war. There is civil war going on in their party that hopefully we can fucking exacerbate. But dude, this shit is nuts, bro. Was Candace awesome today? Let's look at this, dude. Dude, because I saw this the other day where, all right, so here, we're going to,
on answering basic details.
We're going to look at some of this. Dude, I had never heard of this guy. I don't even know who this fucking guy is. Okay? Right? You know what I'm saying? Dude, but this is fucking, dude, look at this guy. Dude, why do they always look like this? Dude, right? Look at him. Dude, they all look like him. You know what I mean? All these idiots. Like, dude, like that other pastor that's starting to get all this play, the Joel Webbin. You know who this asshole is? Right? This fucking clown? Dude, same shit, bro. Same fucking shit. Look at him. He's got a little more hair on the top, but he is the same scrote, dude. It's some wiry glasses, a beard, and a fucking either a bald head or like a tiny little bit of hair up there. But dude, him, Matt Walsh, Joel Webbin, they're all the same look, dude. And they're all these fucking evangelical weirdos, boss. Like, what are we doing? All right? So here's the fucking thing. You ready? Here's where it starts, boss. All right, let's watch some of this shit, bro. I mean, this civil war here, guys. You ready for this? I feel like this civil war is really like kind of the fucking the centerpiece of our 2028 election. You know what I'm saying? It is. It is like we have two fronts. We have front one, which is like getting a viable candidate that we all get behind and going all in and getting a motivated, energized left wing fucking, we're going to come out in droves. That's part one. And part two is noticing the civil war brewing in the MAGA party and exploiting that civil war to create as much destruction and devastation and hatred we can amongst themselves, right? To where they fucking are fighting against each other, right? You know what I mean? And so we have to take advantage of this. If we don't, if we let them get off and we let them unite we may potentially lose. Like, we need them to be fighting. We need them, right? Remember what happened in 2024, guys. You ready? So listen to me. At the end of the fucking day, right? At the end of the day, guys, when it comes to voting, the thing is vibes, okay? There are a whole bunch of people in America. There's like 20 million people, guys. They don't take too much stock in social media. They don't really watch TV. They don't have any information. They're low information voters. What they do is they go up and in October, they look which group looks like they're fighting, right? Which group looks like they love their candidate and they are like doing great. And then they vote for that person and they don't fucking care. They don't care what the politics are. They're just like, oh, the Democrats are fighting each other. They hate their candidate. They're protesting each other. Wow. They look like they don't have their shit together. Oh, the Republicans are like, our guy is the best guy ever, and he's going to give you lots of money. All right, we're going to vote for that guy. Fuck it, right? There's a bunch of low information voters that literally just pick on vibes. So the thing is if they are warring, if they are fighting, if they are at each other's throats, that benefits us, okay? We need to exploit this all year long. And yeah, dude, this is ghoulish. This is ghoulish, dude. They have an empty chair. They have Charlie Kirk up on a TV screen. They're tweeting from Charlie Kirk's fucking, like, social media accounts, dude. They are tweeting from Charlie Kirk. They're still having the Charlie Kirk show. There is no Charlie Kirk, guys. What are we doing? All right, but watch this. Here we go.
Ever since Charlie's murder, Candace Owens has leveled a flood of allegations against people at Turning Point USA, people at Turning Point Action, and people who work for this show. She's made them against some of Charlie's closest friends and against some of his most dedicated employees. I would say we have suffered more harassment from these people than we have from Antifa supporters who overtly celebrate Charlie's murder.
Oh.
And just like a lot of those Antifa members, many of these people take this delight in how gross and unpleasant they can be. What our friends have had to endure is not funny, and it's not insignificant. It is evil. I have seen it.
Dude, that's a crazy statement, okay? Dude, right? He's saying that Candace Owens is worse than the Antifa people who were making fun of Charlie's death. Wow, bro. She's evil, right? That's insane, bro. Right? And I saw your thing, Bradshaw, that he used to work for Tucker, but he resigned because he was like super nasty, this Blake guy. Of course he was, right? I mean, they were all in bed together, right? Tucker and Charlie Kirk, they used to all be on the same team. But now that there's a power vacuum created by Donald Trump's disappearance that is coming up, they're all grappling for that power, right? So dude, that is crazy. All right. Now let's look at this. Now this guy goes on. Okay. Well, so I mean, social butterfly. My thing is I don't really use the word evil a lot, but dude, all of these people are technically evil. I mean, they all use religion in a like half-baked, totally inconsistent way where they literally attack each other, right? They do. They attack everybody as though they are gods, and they lie and they cheat and they commit adultery and they ignore the scriptures and they use religion as a cudgel. They play God. I mean, they're all like scoundrels. I mean, the thing is they just normally never have an issue with it because they're all ganging up on us. But now they're directing the energy they've aimed at us for years. Now they're directing at each other, and they're like, oh my God, you're evil. No, you're evil. It's like the Spider-Man meme, right? But yeah, no, but they are. They like Candace is a grifter. She will lie, cheat, and steal for clout and money. And so will Blake Neff, and so will fucking, will Charlie Kirk, so will Donald Trump. I mean, they all have no integrity, right? And they're all just grappling to fill that power void. But here we go.
She's using these falsehoods to enrich herself while dividing the conservative movement at an absolutely critical time for this country.
I have to applaud that audacity. I have to applaud it. You do. You have to applaud it.
Dude, I mean, I think I know where she's going with this. Because look at this. Blake says Candace is evil. She's dividing the movement. And then Blake says she's profiting off Charlie's death. But like, homie, you dumb motherfucker. We literally just looked at you. Wait, where is it? Dude, hold on. Hold on. I got to have the imagery here to actually do this. It's like, dude, we literally just looked at you. Let me get the other video I looked at. It's like, homie, you're sitting on a set that says The Charlie Kirk Show with a picture of Charlie Kirk dressed like Donald Trump with Charlie Kirk's empty chair. You tweet 50 times a day from Charlie Kirk's social media. You put videos on Charlie Kirk's YouTube account. Tell me who is profiting off Charlie fucking Kirk, bro. Like, I mean, the nerve, dude. The nerve, right? What are we talking about? Now, Candace is grifting too. Of course, she's the #1 podcast because she's sowing discord about Charlie Kirk's fucking death. And she's weaponizing the conspiracy theorists and the 4chaners and the Redditors to fucking think, is this a Zionist TPUSA? Did Erika Kirk do it? She's doing all that, right? And she's a force. She's got a big voice. Yeah. So they're all doing it. But the fact that he's calling her out for this is hilarious, bro. Right? You know what I mean? It's like, dude, that's fucking hilarious, boss. Okay. Here we go.
These, excuse me here, but like, I'm trying not to swear. These men, okay, this company, these amazing lads over here have the audacity to accuse me of enriching myself when they were out there selling t-shirts, okay, of what Charlie died in to enrich themselves. Were they giving those t-shirts away for free at the Staples Centers? No, they were selling kit of what Charlie died in to the tune of $80 million+ that they made in the first 3 weeks, okay? They made their entire budget for the year in the first couple of weeks following Charlie's assassination. And they are attacking me with zero proof that I've made a single dollar off of Charlie's assassination. I did not sell a cup. I did not sell a mug. Okay.
I mean, dude, she's made a ton of money off Charlie's. Like, her views have quadrupled and she's just sitting on Charlie, her finger on the Charlie Kirk button. So she's a liar and a grifter too, but she has a point though. I mean, like, they are fucking profiting in every way, shape, and form.
All I did was do what I already do for a living, okay? I podcast and I investigate things. I investigate things that I feel passionate about. Sometimes it's Kamala's genealogy.
Oh, yeah.
And she's saying she wants to be the president and things aren't making sense. And I sense that she is lying. Sometimes it's Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds when they tried to destroy a man's life who's not even on my quote unquote political team.
Yeah, I mean, she investigates whatever's getting the views, right? Whatever makes this sound, she investigates. And, you know, Charlie is like, dude, oh, Lord. Bro, yeah, no, I know. Tim Pool, we're going to look at his clip too. Dude, yeah, we're going to look at the Tim Pool Candace clip. They're all crashing out, guys, because she's a wrecking ball right now. And again, I love it. Let's get the wrecking ball swinging.
Sometimes it's Brigitte and why we are colluding with nations to cover the obvious fact that Brigitte was born a male. And this time it's personal and it's you. Do you want to know what all of these investigations have in common? Liars who lie and think that the public is too stupid to see through their lies. That is how we got into this. Okay? I did not sell anything. You did that. You guys did that. You guys continued to do that. You guys wanted to just move on and to grift off of Charlie's legacy. I dedicated myself to figuring out who murdered him. So
there you go. All right. But here we go, dude. So, dude, is this the one? I think this is the one. Doesn't he challenge her to a debate? Isn't there a debate challenge? Okay. So there's a debate challenge made here. I want to see if it's in here, right? Dude, yeah, I think it's got to be in this.
Something very important. For the past 2.5 months, there is a topic that has flooded our freedom inbox. It has been nonstop on social media.
Freedom.
Which we have almost totally avoided on this show. You probably already know what I'm talking about, which shows just how ubiquitous it has been. Ever since Charlie's murder, Candace Owens has leveled a flood of allegations against people at Turning Point USA, people at Turning Point Action, and people who work for this show. She's made them against some of Charlie's closest friends and against some of his most dedicated employees. She has suggested that Michael McCoy, Charlie's chief of staff, knew Charlie would be murdered, was happy that he died, and stayed silent because he was told he would be the next Charlie.
Oh, shit. Dude, I mean, maybe she's right.
That Michael is not his real name. It is. I have seen his birth certificate myself.
Oh, dude, he's looked at his birth certificate.
She has called it suspicious that Mikey's wife, who works at Turning Point, helped plan the campus tour event where Charlie was murdered, which she didn't, by the way. She doesn't work on campus events. Candace has suggested the Utah Valley University event was unusual and its details suggested a, quote, inside job. She has claimed that foreign aircraft have followed Erika Kirk around the country and that Turning Point has lied about this happening. She has accused us of lying about Charlie wanting Erika to take over for him if he died. She has suggested Charlie's security team intentionally denied him first aid after the shooting to ensure that he died. She has raised suspicions about the head of our technical team because he took an SD card out of a camera. She has...
I mean, that's a little weird, though. Like, we haven't seen those SD cards, right? I mean, some weird shit did go down.
Claims that Tyler Boyer, who we just had on the show, sexually abuses male interns. She has suggested that... I
mean, Tyler Boyer, I don't know about that, but he has covered up grapes for TPUSA.
TPUSA faith-affiliated pastors, like theologian Frank Turek, who we'll have on in a moment, and Pastor Rob McCoy, are part of a military, quote, infiltration of Turning Point, either because they are veterans or because they have family members who are. Even if not everyone has been named specifically, though, Candace has effectively tarred everyone here with complicity in Charlie's death by repeatedly saying he was, quote, betrayed by, quote, everyone.
Dude, I mean, she's doing a lot of damage.
She has said Charlie's murder, quote, had to be approved by Charlie's friends, and then suggested those friends might have her murdered too for, quote, knowing the truth. She has made claims of financial impropriety and fraud at Turning Point, adding up into the millions of dollars, which, again, is not true. Charlie made sure the organization was audited by a third party every year. He personally reviewed and he signed off on every expense report, and literally every single bill paid by the organization down to a single United States dollar. We have never missed a 990 deadline. Candace has made other stranger allegations involving French paratroopers in maroon shirts, Egyptian Air Force planes flying out of Provo, Utah, and potential underground assassins traveling through unseen tunnels. At one point in early November, she started wildly throwing suspicion on members of Utah Valley's soccer team for wearing hoodies. I could go on. There is always something new coming up, and none of it ever pans out.
See, I'd like to pause here, though, guys. You ready? So here's one of the things I want to pause that is interesting. Okay. He just read a laundry list of like hilarious shit that, yeah, Candace has fucking, I mean, you've seen everybody freaking out. Everyone in the right wing, Ben Shapiro, Megyn Kelly, Tucker Carlson, right? They're all choosing a side, right? And she's made these crazy outlandish claims, even like stepping away for Thanksgiving week because of French snipers. Okay. Now, these guys have absolutely lied. TPUSA has. They've made questionable moves and they've lied. So there's like a lot of like suspicion on both sides of this equation. But you ready for this? Here's the thing. They had to do this. She has made it so they have to respond to her, right? Their normal tack is to just let the people talk. This is normally what you do, guys. If it's really shit that like you don't want to address, that maybe you think has no founding in truth or something you're really trying to hide, you just don't address it. Okay. The rule is to just not respond. But Candace has made it so they are fucking responding. They are having to answer to her. Think about that. Like Candace is going on the podcast every day and she's leveraging some new outrageous claim. And then TPUSA has to go on their podcast of the dead guy responding to Candace Owens. So like she can like lead them anywhere she wants now because she has done enough damage that they are literally having to respond. And now she's going to take their response and leverage more suspicion against TPUSA because she's going to point out every way that they're lying. Like she's created a fucking MAGA feedback loop of destruction. And now they are in the loop, dude. It's on. The game is on.
Because from the start, there has been nothing there. The attacks and allegations from Candace are either lies or they are innuendos thrown around with a total reckless disregard for the truth so that Candace can manipulate and string along an audience of people who don't realize they are being played.
Now they're insulting Candace's audience too. He's saying basically, Candace, hey, if you watch Candace and believe her shit, you're an idiot, right? Dude, they're now telling part of the MAGA base that you guys are like the dumb Democrats. You're too stupid to know Candace is lying. Bro, they're on it, boss. They're on it. Oh, shit.
Instead of being able to grieve properly after one of the most heinous murders in American history, a murder many of us had to witness, my friends have had to endure harassment from people who have gotten whipped up by what Candace is saying. In fact, I would say we have suffered more harassment from these people than we have from Antifa supporters who overtly celebrate Charlie's murder. And just like a lot of those Antifa members, many of these people take this delight in how gross and unpleasant they can be.
See, that's the part we listened to a few minutes ago. He's saying Candace Owens and her MAGA followers are worse than the Antifa radical leftists who killed Charlie. I mean, think about how bold that statement is, guys.
What our friends have had to endure is not funny, and it's not insignificant.
It's insane.
It is evil. I have seen it. For months, we have received hundreds, thousands, I suspect, emails and calls asking us to respond. People have wanted us to invite Candace on the show. But for a long time, our approach was to say nothing. We did that for several reasons.
Dude, what if Candace goes on the show and she sits in Charlie's chair? Oh, shit. Can you imagine if she gets up and sits in Charlie's chair? Oh, what would they do, bro? Dude, what would they do? Would they have a fist fight? Right? Would it be like Jerry Springer? Oh, that would be the move, dude. She goes to their studio and she sits in his chair and then she uses a Charlie's catchphrase. Oh man, that would be amazing.
First, we thought that her prevarications were so absurd that nobody would believe them. We shouldn't have to answer questions about secret tunnels or Egyptian Air Force planes. That sort of thing is it's beneath contempt to respond to. The second reason we've said so little, though, is because there's a good rule of thumb.
And yet
which Charlie
they're responding.
Followed. Do not feed the trolls. Focus on the mission. Reviving America, uplifting young people, making heaven crowded. Don't give air to
making heaven crowded. And yet we're responding to all this because Candace has done so much damage that our own people are rebelling. Candace, I think you're a grifter and you're insane and I don't really like you at all, but like Godspeed. You're fucking burn it all to the ground, Candace. Candy-O, like I can't stand you, Candy, but please burn this whole thing down.
To people who want to tear you down and sow discord. Lastly, we didn't respond because Charlie always viewed Candace as a friend, and we were holding out hope that she would return that friendship and stop what she was doing. But a week from now, it's going to be 3 months since Charlie's murder. Candace has not changed her behavior. She has continued to spread falsehoods about Charlie's friends, and she continues to concoct new ones about new people. She's using these falsehoods to enrich herself while dividing the conservative movement at an absolutely critical time for this country. And far too often, we here have heard from ordinary people, people who loved Charlie and who Charlie loved so much in return. These people have expressed the worry that we are staying silent out of cowardice or as some sort of tacit admission that some of the attacks are true. Neither is the case. Our silence has never been, and it will never be, equal to complacency or approval. Still, we decided Charlie would not allow this to go on. Charlie was not a coward.
Dude, yeah, Sam, you wouldn't be familiar with this guy. I mean, unless you're a right-wing fucking goon, I wasn't familiar with this guy until, Charlie died and he he became an elevated mouthpiece. But like, you see what he did there? He's like, oh, now we have to stand up to Candy-O because Charlie would do it, right? Like, we're here all just from the church of Charlie. Charlie speaks to us in our dreams, all right? And yeah, he's a new face because he has no charisma. I don't think Charlie Kirk would have put this guy in a forward role. You know what I mean? But now they don't have anybody, so everybody is sort of getting in there.
Charlie was a fighter. Charlie would not allow someone to spread lies about the people closest to him with impunity. And he would feel ashamed if other people were stepping up to defend his friends while he never did so himself.
See, you know what they're banking on, guys? What they're banking on with this, because obviously Candace was Charlie's really good friend, and they're banking on like Candace being a black woman, and so they're hoping they can weaponize Charlie against his best friend because she's a black woman. They're gonna try to undercut her. You know what I mean? Like, oh my God, dude. Yeah, this guy is like, his energy is just so like snivelly.
Candace has mentioned several times that the ball is in our court. So here's what is going to happen.
Here we
in
go.
the near future, there will be a live stream here in Phoenix where we address in a clear and comprehensive way the claims and accusations, the false accusations that have been made against Charlie's family, friends, and the people here at Turning Point. We plan to walk through everything carefully and thoroughly. If Candace is available, we would sincerely welcome her participation in that live stream at our studio here in Phoenix. At this point, we believe the ball is back in her court. Our motivation for doing this is not out of any obligation to Candace. It is about honoring Charlie. We feel a deep responsibility to protect his legacy, his work, and the truth. I feel that. I owe Charlie everything in my life.
Charlie!
I feel it immensely. And that is why we feel compelled to speak clearly and openly now. We'll have more on this in the near future.
Okay, so there we go. I know that was a lot to listen to. So he reads a laundry list of shit and he challenged, the gauntlet has been thrown. We're going to have a fucking...
She's using these falsehoods
right, we're going to have a day, right, where she can come in and come to the studio. They didn't officially say, hey, this is a debate, come debate us, but they did say, oh, on this particular date, we're having this thing, so we would like you to come. We're opening it up. We're inviting the competition, but you ready? It gets thicker, though, because look, the live stream we announced has been set. 4 p.m. Eastern, 2 p.m. local on Monday, December 15th. A collection of Charlie's friends will respond to statements made by Candace O on the record prior to the opening of America Fest. They're live streaming from Charlie's studio. Simon, let's go, baby! Oh, whoops, wrong button. But it gets thicker. You ready? But look at this shit, though. You ready? But look at this. He said, after Candace Owens accepted the debate challenge, they want the answer, right? They put it on her fucking, I think it's on her husband's birthday, right? Dude, what is this? Hold on. Dude, look at that. They fucking put it on her husband's birthday. Okay, Candace says she's going to do it. She accepts the challenge, and then they make it on her husband's birthday, and they won't let her do virtually. Yeah. I mean, this is crazy. All right, here, let's follow what we get.
Gaslight us on answering basic details. So we just went for it. And guess what? Turning Point has moved to formally respond to all the things that we have said. And after a very long diatribe in which they wildly misrepresent the public and global investigation of Charlie Kirk's assassination, they at long last issued a public invitation or a challenge. I'm not sure what it is, but I accept. Okay? Quite literally, all we have ever asked for were sensible answers to our basic questions about what transpired on September 10th. And it looks like we're going to get those things. So major win. I am excited.
All right. So look, she accepts. Okay. But now though, you ready? Now again, we don't fucking trust any of this shit. Okay. We don't trust any of this shit. They're all grifters. We got to capitalize on this. But let's look at something, guys. Okay, because let's look at the tactics at play. Because Blake Neff goes out there and has to address her claims because she is damaging the movement in a major way. She is splitting MAGA, okay, which is good. We like that. But then Candace says, okay, I'll do it. But she wants to appear from her studio like everybody does, guys. Everybody has online fucking shows, okay? Everybody does this. Okay, like there are very few occasions where people actually go to the studio. Okay, you know what I'm saying? Now, then they set it on fucking his birthday. Okay, and they want Candace to join in person. And you got to let me know by the end of the day, right? So we're offering it, but only in person. So they want her to leave her husband for his birthday, a day before and a day after or whatever, go do this thing. But you ready for this, guys? You ready? You know what they want to do, though? They want to do the lawyer shit, okay? You know the lawyer technique? You'll probably see this in TV shows, but it's real common, okay? The lawyer TV shows, what you do, you ready? If you're going into a legal thing, right? Say I'm going into a legal thing with somebody that's bigger than me or somebody that I want to intimidate, and they set a meeting. You know what I do? I walk in with my lawyer and 3 other people in suits. Now there's 5 of us, okay? And there's 2 of them. And like all of a sudden it looks like I have this big legal team and I have this energy of multiple people firing questions that now they have to contend with who's looking at what. Each person is paying attention to one thing they're saying. Each person has a different agenda. It creates an intimidation that you can use. This is the shit that PBD does with his 4 guys or whatever, where you try to sort of overwhelm the panel. It's a real common technique of trying to like create this sort of intimidation tactic right with the energy in the room. The other people, if there's 4 people sitting across from you, you automatically, there's a little dominance that they automatically have. So what's crazy about this is how they want to insist that the only way we're going to address it with you is if you come and subject yourself to that on your husband's birthday. And like, I don't know, dude. I don't think that looks good, right? I think that even these other people are fucking recognizing this, right? Look at this. This MJ Truth Ultra, this is like, this person is like the biggest MAGA shithead on the internet. And look at what he's saying. After Candace Owens accepted the debate challenge, Blake Neff demands Candace Owens come to Phoenix in 11 days and demands an answer by the end of the day. I'm not even in Candace Owens' shoes, and I wouldn't go to that shit. Do it virtually. This does not look good for TPUSA. Dude, this is MAGA v. MAGA. This is a huge MAGA shithead saying, wow, the other huge MAGA shitheads are like, don't look good, right? Isn't that funny? I mean, dude, this is good. This is like juicy. Dude, it's so crazy, right? They're on it. Oh, shit.
If we needed any more evidence that nothing that they do is genuine and that this was an obvious planned PR move, here is what Blake tweeted out just now before we went live on the show. Yesterday, we made it clear that we would be scheduling a formal response to allegations and accusations that you have made. We have decided that response will be delivered during a live stream, as he said, a live stream, on December 15th. Thank you for your response, letting us know that you will not be joining the in-person conversation. We will be proceeding without you. Why are you proceeding without me? To have a conversation that is about me. Why am I getting 24 hours to respond? Why do you need me there in person if you are trying to be sincere and answer the very many questions that I have brought up on this show?
Yeah. Dude, they are civil warring, bro. They are like, we'll only talk to you if you fucking, right? They're trying to make it, you know, they're trying to set it up so she wouldn't want to go in their den. You know what I mean? But dude, I love to see it. Again, these people are all grifters, okay? These people are all like, it is a huge clown show, okay? But it is a huge clown show, but this is good. Like, I hope this continues. Man, I hope Candace starts spinning some crazy fucking yarns. I'm going to make more videos about this shit. Like, because, dude, the last thing I want is a like, empowered TPUSA, guys. Okay? I'm serious. That is the last thing that America wants, is an empowered and powerful TPUSA. Right now, they're not like very skilled, but they're dangerous. They have a lot of money. They have a lot of Zionism. They have a lot of evangelical like backing, and they want to get into middle schools. They want to get into high schools, and they want to completely weaponize every fucking facet of Christianity to like take power. They want we're ruled by the Bible. That's what they want, guys. These motherfucking people that are backing TPUSA, they want the U.S. government to not be like, you know, to be governed by the U.S. Constitution. They want the U.S. government to be governed by their interpretation of the fucking Bible. That's what they want. That's what they're after. That's what this is about. This is not Republicans versus Democrats. These are people who want us ruled by the Bible. right? You go to work and you read the Bible. You disrespect Christianity or God and you go to jail, right? You are not, you're gender non-conforming, you go to jail. You are a Democrat, you get zero political power. Maybe you go to jail. Like, dude, it's fucked up. This is some serious shit, guys. You know what I mean? This is like, dude, this shit is not cool. And let's look at Tim Pool, man. All right, we're going to go in for the Tim Pool. Then we're going to look at Trump being a fucking chode. And then we're out. He was freaking out about Candace today, too. All right, you ready? Look at this shit. Says, Tim Pool says Candace is so fucking easily played. All right, Candace roasted Tim Pool. And Tim Pool, like...
28, and it's because she's
some juice, okay? Tim Pool's freaking out, right? Because Candace Owens is now a bigger worry to the MAGA movement than his fucking bald spot is. Bro, dude, what happened to this guy? Yeah, so, I mean, guys, you know what it is? Oh, Tim Pool, it's this, man. If you're wondering what Tim Pool is, what happened to him and how did he end up his way, dude, it's because of, I'll show you. It's because of this. Okay? Right? You know this shit we talk about baldness and hairlines? This is what happened to Tim Pool. He fucking went bald at a very young fucking age, and he has not been able to handle it. He has been wearing a fucking a beanie like everywhere he goes, even in a suit at Mar-a-Lago in 90-degree summer heat, he has a fucking beanie on because he literally can't do this at all. He is like broken. You know what I'm saying? Because of fucking baldness. And dude, there's a lot of guys out there that are like this, man. It's like a real fucking, they get these Hims commercials or whatever, like over and over and over again. Isn't that the baldness one? Or what's the baldness one? Is it Hims? Or is it, there's one on Instagram that's really bad that just literally does the fucking, is it Hims? Or is it? It's Hims. All right. I wasn't sure if that's it. But there's like Instagram commercials off the fucking hizzy, bro. They are literally just trying to weaponize this shit. Even in the shower. All right, let's watch this. Here we go.
28, and it's because she's a piece of shit. Because instead of saying, guys, let's come together and figure out how to work together, she says the stupidest retarded crap. And now everybody's running around divided and broken.
Oh, look at this. Look at this, dude. Tim Pool. I mean, don't get me wrong. Candace Owens is breaking up, and she is weaponizing this shit, and she is cashing in. She's helping divide, but she didn't create the division. I mean, dude, Charlie got murdered. Trump is doing nothing. The GOP Congress isn't doing shit. Epstein is lingering there. We know Trump's a rapist. All this reality's coming true that MAGA are just all fucking self-invested shitters. Tim took a hit from taking Russian money. Benny Johnson is fucking, they're all ingratiating themselves. Yeah, they all use that fucking slur, right? That bullshit slur. He's got an iron fucking cross on his fucking skateboard. These guys are all despicable pieces of shit, man. You know what I mean? The rubles, and they're all fighting with each other's. Oh, Hims and Keeps. Keeps was the one I was thinking of. Dude, Keeps. Dude, what the fuck, bro? Dude, if you see Hims and Keeps, block that shit, guys. Just go bald, man. Go have a crazy hairline with 10 hairs, bro. Forget that shit.
28, and it's because she's a piece of shit. Because instead of saying, guys, let's come together and figure out how to work together, she says the stupidest retarded crap. And now everybody's running around divided and broken. For what reason? For literally what reason?
Because they killed Charlie Kirk in broad daylight, and we don't care about your stupid midterms. We just don't care. Like, they really, this is how they view Charlie Kirk. That's what I say. Was anything in his life real? Tim Pool is going off right now because he's like, it's not the time. You guys need to be mules. You need to keep voting in the very corrupt people that are lying to your faces right now about what happened to Charlie Kirk. It is not the time because it is your job to get people into office. This is what I mean when I suggest that nothing in Charlie Kirk's life was real. So he really thinks he's doing something there. And actually what he's doing is proving my point. These people just saw Charlie as a means to an end, okay? As a political horse that they could ride. And so for whatever reason, they got tired riding him.
I mean, she's not wrong there, right? As much as these guys are all grifters, I mean, tell me that, like, Donald Trump never gave a shit about Charlie, right? Never gave a shit about Charlie's agenda or any of that shit. He was just using Charlie to go to those fraternity houses and win the power for them, right? They don't give a shit about anybody. None of these guys do. They're all fucking just riding the fucking money horse. You know what I mean? That's all they're doing. Everybody's just now, though, Trump is like gonna ride off into the sunset. Now everybody else is gonna try to weaponize this shit. But tell me, my God, tell me they're fucking, I don't think the Zionist fucking, Benjamin Netanyahu laced TPUSA would have been Charlie's thing. And they have an empty chair and they're all grifting Charlie shit too. His own people are riding Charlie. They're riding his ghost, his grave. Like, dude, she's spot on.
And now they're angry because they also were going to whip the horse, the ghost of Charlie Kirk, and say, we still need you to shore up votes. And it is inconvenient that people who actually cared about Charlie and saw him as a human being, want to know why he was publicly executed in front of us and why we're being lied to about everything. That is why Tim Pool is upset, because midterms, it's going to be my fault, not the fault of the feds for feeding us BS. It's not going to be the fault of Turning Point USA for lying and thinking that they're brighter than us and seemingly not caring about the investigation. It's not going to be...
Dude, she is throwing down the gauntlet, baby.
The fault of, maybe actual politicians like Donald Trump, who's a president of the United States, and look us in the face and said, are we still talking about the Epstein files? No, that's not his fault. The fault is Candace Owens.
Oh, dude. She brought a gun.
For wanting to figure out who murdered her friend.
Dude, Candace Owens woke up and chose violence, people.
Don't you guys get it? Like, we're just an algorithm. Why do you care so much about humans? Like, why are you a human? Like, if somebody in your family dies, you need to focus on midterms. Okay? That is the point of a Tim Pool show. It doesn't matter what you are going through at home. I want you guys to hear this, okay? I don't care if you have family members that are dying, family members who have died, if you have children that you care about and you maybe don't want to live in a world that's run by pedophiles. You need to put that all aside and vote for whoever the hell Tim Pool tells you to vote for. I just want to platform that idea. I think obviously there's something wrong with me and Tim Pool's got it figured out. His soul seems like it's really intact and it's not for sale at all.
Oh, shit.
Anyways, we'll take a quick break.
Dude. Oh, my God, bro. Like, that is fucking crazy, bro. Right? I mean, dude, I love to see it. I love to see it. Now, the thing about Tim Pool is obviously Tim Pool is freaking out because the same way that Trump is freaking out, it's why they're gerrymandering maps, because they know that, like, they're in a pickle. The Epstein shit has not gone away. They hid that shit. Everybody knows they're hiding it for some reason. Either Trump's in it or Trump's covering for the deep state. But they know they're sinking. They know they can't win, right? They can't win if they're fighting each other. And they know if they lose the House, every one of Trump's people are going to get investigated. And the truth of the Epstein shit will probably come out. So she is fucking slamming it. Bro. Oh, dude, I'm sorry. Guys, that just made me really happy. I know we had a little, like, halfway point with the stream. I started late. We had a little whatever. We veered off into some uncomfortable topics, which, I get it. We're going to go through this sometimes, right? As a community, we're going to have growing pains. Like keeping everybody under the tent and shit. But this genuinely felt like a really good ending to tonight, didn't it? You know, it really did. Like seeing them, seeing how fractured they are, that Tim Pool's calling Candace Owens a fucking piece of shit. Dude, like, what an absolute meltdown. You know what I'm saying? No, nobody fucked it up, dude. You gotta have those difficult conversations, guys. Right? Like, dude, Jenny and I and my kid, I live in a step family with a woman I love and a kid I would do anything for. And like, I have had difficult conversations that have chewed up half the day, like more times than you know. Like, if you're going to have a family, you're going to have like many difficult conversations. And they are no one's fault. They are just the reality of like communication, you know, especially when you have a chat and shit. So I wish I could say that it's going to be the last one, but we're going to have more of those. It's life, man. But dude, this makes me so happy. Dude, this makes me so fucking happy, bro. Dude, let's go. Yeah, I think it's time to dance though, guys. It's 3 a.m. I already went about an hour and a half, right? The Tim Pool snatch. Yeah, we can watch that real quick. I mean, oh, we've all seen it. I need one without the music. Dude, I've got it. Hold on. I've got it. Like, if you want to see the Tim Pool that people are calling for, it's this. It's this video. Where is it? All right, I'll just find it on Twitter because I know we have it. You ready? It's Tim Pool beanie. Right? You ready, guys? I don't know if you've seen this, but we pointed out how Tim Pool always wears it. Even at Mar-a-Lago, 90 degrees, he's in his suit wearing his beanie because of that bald head. But there was a beanie grab, okay, with Tim Pool where, dude, look at that. There he is with no beanie once. I don't know when that was, but oh my God, dude, I'm bookmarking that shit. But Tim Pool beanie video. You ready? Watch this. There's a video of a guy grabbing Tim Pool's beanie. All right, I guess I'll Google search it. Hold on. Here we go. You ready? It was at a protest. Okay? It was this one. You ready? Watch this. All right, let me find it without the music. I want to make sure I don't get copy struck. But there was a guy at a protest who went and took his fucking beanie. Okay? And it was right here. Oh, this is the same one, dude. Dude. This one. Here we go. All right. So, I thought I had the video, right? This is the same one. Dude! Dude, he loses his shit. Yeah, no, it's a valid clip, dude. Here, let me see. There's no music in the one you sent? Dude, I thought I had the clip, bro. That one? Dude, there's literally music playing. We just heard music, right? The little whatever, dun, 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 there is music playing, right? right? You just heard it. Let's go. Just mute it? No, but you have to hear Tim talking, though. You got to hear Tim talking, right? Because Tim's reaction. Here, we'll find it. We'll find it. We're going to invest fucking 50 minutes here to get this. There it is. Yeah, this is it. Watch this. I found it. All right. Here we go. I knew we had it. I'm going to fucking save this page so I can download it. But watch this. You ready? It's like, yeah, but so the thing is, though, is you don't know until afterwards if the music is public domain or not. You know, like yesterday, I watched fucking Sabrina Carpenter's Saturday Night Live SNL with no audio. We just watched the visuals, and I got my whole stream was blocked. And I fucking, stream was down for a while because of it.
With the dictionary definition of the word bigot.
You are the oppressor!
All right, have a good day.
Bro, you come near me ever again, you won't have any teeth. You understand that?
I understand.
Don't fucking touch me. Come here. You wanna know why I fucking wear the hat? Yeah. So these motherfuckers can't fucking recognize me when I'm on the street. You wanna take a picture of me so that I'm easily identifiable?
Dude, you see that? Dude, look at his reasoning. The guy takes the hat and he yells at him, you come near me, I'll knock out your teeth. Don't ever touch me. You know why I wear the hat is so nobody can recognize me on the street? Like, homie, your hat is literally how everybody recognizes you. You fucking dumbasses.
There's no photos of me without this.
You came and you
Dude, that is the weakest arguing point I've ever seen. Yeah, how dare you touch my hat? Oh my God, dude, the freak out. Dude, there you go. That is why Tim Pool is the way Tim Pool is. All right? Dude, so they don't recognize me with the hat that I wear everywhere that has literally become my trademark brand. Oh, shit. So funny, dude. A helmet. Dude, liberal, let's go, proud liberal. Thank you, boss. Dude, I would love to see a helmet. Dude, we should get Tim Pool a beanie, like a helmet beanie, right? That's the way, guys. That's it. Oh, shit, boss. All right, you ready? It's time, guys. It is time for the dance party and time for me to get to work. Boy. All right. All right. All right. Time to stretch, baby. Oh. Oh, yeah, baby. Oh. Oh, let's go. The deja vu, baby. Let's go. Let's go. Listen to me every morning. All right. I like it. I like it. I like it. You ready? Dude, gotta get those stretches. Oh, shit. All right. Here we go, boss. for a little deja vu. Once again, thank you guys. Keep grinding, keep doing it, keep getting it. Let's go! So much. Let's go. Oh, it's what I say. I feel far away. Woo! Oh, that one felt good, dude. That was spirited. You're welcome, guys. Yeah, 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 yeah. Ooh, oh, 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 oh. Let's go. Thank you guys. All right, we're gonna get back on the grind. Dude, I'm still on go to bed. No, I'm gonna go edit videos now. I have another, I don't know, probably 7 hours of work ahead of me, right? I will go to bed probably around 10 a.m. tomorrow, maybe a little later, and I will be back here tomorrow night. Let's go. Thank you, Jen. Thank you all so much. I appreciate you guys. Yeah, 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 yeah. Nothing is what I say. I feel far away. Nothing is what I think. I will drown in pink. Nothing is what I say. I feel far away. Nothing is what I think. Nothing is what I think. Yeah, 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 yeah. Oh, 'cause I will drown in pink. I will see you guys tomorrow. Thank you. Good night. Hey, I just want to change the world. I just want the perfect girl. I don't want to hang around, I'd rather be found. It gets better, I wonder, my pleasure together. Everyone's waiting, anticipating. Change the world, but I'm not gonna wait my turn. I don't ever want to come down, I'd rather be found. It gets better, I wonder, my pleasure